Hey, welcome back to another session of Baleful Hell. This is our part 4 of session 0. The lead into the campaign, the broader campaign that Lee will be running in the Forgotten Realms. You may recall from last time we are in the depths of the Sunless Citadel. The party maneuvered their way into the older parts of the Citadel, fought themselves off a troll, killed Quasit. Fought a couple of steam methods, and then made their way through a magical door and encountered the Goblin Kingdom, if you will. They have made waste of most of the Goblin fighters. A few of the Goblin fighters fled to the quote-unquote west.
We got most of them.
They're not entirely sure where.
We know that now.
Damn it, I gave that away. When we last left off, the party had finished that off. The non-combatants had or cowered in the corner here in the southwest corner of the dungeon room here. Currently have no means of escaping as Genji is blocking one door and the bonfires that were cast by Valkyr are blocking the other door. So with that, let's dive in. Friendly reminder, it is around 12:30 in the afternoon of day 2 in your journey into the Sunless Citadel.
It would seem that we may need to take care of His Highness. I'm going to reach down and make sure he's stable.
Yeah, medicine check, of course, but
He's stable. Right?
he's stable. He was stabilized in the last session, so he's laying unconscious.
Okay.
Through the course of time, just so you know, meta over 4 hours, a player will heal 1 hit point. So you could leave him on the ground 4 hours from now, he'll heal a hit point, or you can.
Why bring that up right now?
I'd like to spend the next 36 hours.
Shouldn't have been me pre-stream. So what are your actions, folks?
I'm just going to be...
You're not in initiative.
Okay, I'm just going to be kneeling down checking out.
Does anyone have any healing?
We've missed you, Mike.
How many non-combatants are we talking about?
About 10 or 12 non-combatants. And they're currently, huddled in the corner. You can hear some goblins skittering.
Which
here.
corner?
Yeah, in the southwest corner.
Oh shit.
Right here? This corner right here?
No, the other one.
That one.
That one where Dan's finger was a second ago. Yep,
Yeah.
right there. Okay.
I have expended my
There's a pile of goblins.
healing
Yes.
capabilities. I cannot be of help to His Highness.
Perhaps we should have a rest then?
That would most likely be wise if we could move into the room and defend it.
Genji, make a perception check.
Not gonna be good. Like 6 at best.
So you hear a bunch of chattering in Goblin.
What are they
At this distance, you can't really make out the words, but a few words that you have heard are flee, king, flee, wait.
Okay. So I'll walk over closer to that group.
Okay.
And I'll say to them, "Oh, hey, you talking very much? What? No, the group are goblins. Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
And you do speak Goblin, right?
Yeah.
I recall that correctly? All right.
But he's got a really thick Japanese accent.
Yes, I have a hard time understanding you.
If his common is any indication, his goblin's really, really
Hey,
late.
you, what do you say?
So, and I always have to play back what you say in my head so I can actually understand it. So it takes me a second. They say, "We don't want to fight," and they start to rush past you, and like a Moses parting the ocean, they go around you, and they're continuing to move past you, and they're continuing to move past you, and they're
Yeah,
continuing to
I'm
move
not
past
gonna
you.
chop them down right
Okay.
now. So, yeah.
They run past you to the east, and you hear scurrying,
They're not
and then it fades, and it fades, and then the noise is gone. At this time, those bonfires did
They're out?
expired.
Yep. So all this?
Yep.
I'm going to drag...
Which way did they go out that door down the hallway? Right.
They went
there?
out to the east.
So
Yes.
so this way.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to drag
So that means north is that.
him
Okay.
into the room.
Make a strength check, please. Actually, what is your strength?
My strength is 12.
Was size smaller than him too.
And you should be able to take care of that issue. You'll have to do it at half speed, but we're not in combat, so it doesn't
Okay.
matter.
So I can pull him?
Yep.
Alright, so I'm just going to pull him like into the room here.
How are you gently tugging him, or is it
Yeah,
forceful?
absolutely.
By the
Okay.
beard?
Yeah, no.
tug away.
Yeah.
All right, so you pull him in. Anyone,
lost
any other actions for anyone?
I'll be sure to. I'm gonna walk back over to where the group is and let them know. I'll be like, these are governing. Speaking of daimyo, again.
Just
come into the room there.
while you guys come to the room, just to get a rehash of the room, just so you know, what might once have been a cathedral is now a goblin lair, thick with the filth of years of goblin life. Scores of wall and floor-mounted sconces filled with violet glowing fungi provide illumination. Dozens of goblins no longer. Along the southern walls, a heaping pile of assorted items, including wagon wheels, broken armor, rusted arms, chests, small statues, antique furniture, crates, barrels, and artwork.
I'll go about searching the ones that we killed. Or did we do that already?
You have not. As of
Okay,
yet done
I'll
that.
go about searching the ones that we killed.
Jotun, would you like to come inside the room? I can play a song while the samurai master searches.
Make an investigation check.
If we intend to bed down here, we could barricade the doors.
4.
All right.
Yeah.
You find on 3 of the goblin bodies. Excuse me. One of them has 14 silver pieces. One of them has 12, and the other one has 14. So a total of 40 silver pieces.
Do you communicate what you're finding?
Yeah, absolutely.
So everyone gets 8 silver.
So
Just add it now.
So Bronson goes, it's got lint and pennies in their pockets, but this might be the load we came after, boys. And he's going to come over and search this. Best Bronson can tell, this might be a treasure trove.
You mean the treasure trove at Crate and Barrel?
Oh.
Might
see what
mean they got some fried chicken and mashed potatoes in there.
This is as small of a reward as I can give you.
the smallest reward you can possibly
I'm just trying to get a sponsor for it.
Crate and Barrel.
Crate and Barrel mouse sponsor.
That's a really silly D&D sponsor. That's good.
Make an investigation check, please.
What's there?
For Dan, because he was searching the pile. Did someone else say they were searching it as well? I didn't hear.
That is a fucking 5.
Okay.
I'm gonna move over to this
Is
door.
it important to you to re-roll?
Maybe not. I don't know.
So
Can't tell.
as you open the crates and barrels,
You find that it is actually really not very much better than Chili's or Chipotle or any other chain restaurant.
You're thinking of Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, not
Crate and Barrel's like that.
Oh,
It's like a Pottery
shitty
Barn.
furniture store, but I don't mean
Cracker
that.
Barrel.
Nick and Knack store.
Okay.
Yeah, Nicks and Knacks and odds and ends and candles and
Yeah.
tchotchkes. Yeah.
I thought it was a food place.
There's an apothecary table that was clearly made in Thailand like 3 weeks ago, where apothecaries don't exist anymore, but there's an apothecary table available. No, you can find pretty much any common gear that you could find at a general store that's 5 gold or less. You could rifle through and find it. So ropes, hammers, crowbars, pitons, like anything in the standard gear list that's less than 5 gold.
Good
if there was something that you wanted to pick out, you could find that.
Bronson's gonna try and find pitons
Yes, there's
and
pitons.
ball bearings.
Okay, roll a d10.
I'd like to search for any first aid.
Let's adjudicate this. Absolutely.
3.
So you find 3 pitons buried in the mix. And ball bearings, roll percentile dice, please.
So both D10s?
Yes, both d10s, and tell me the result.
34.
So you find a bag that's about half full of ball bearings. That's about a bag of 500 ball bearings instead of 1,000.
Got it.
So it covers half of the area that a normal ball bearing bag would cover.
Okay.
So-
So it's like 2 squares instead of 4.
I don't
Pretty sure.
don't have it right in front
I
of
think
me,
it's
but I think
4,
it's
but
4.
yeah.
You can do 2.
Yeah.
So just make the mark that it's about half of what you find there. So that's not 10 minutes. And then Mike, you can go ahead and search for quote unquote first aid.
24.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
He finds 240 first aid kits.
Fine.
Spam them. Spam them.
You do find one healer's kit buried in the mix.
That's a bonus to medicine.
That's all it is.
Okay.
That's not bad though.
So if you want to add that healer's kit to your inventory, feel feel free to do so.
Okay, I'll do that because I don't think it'll be any good.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
it's for stabilization. If someone's down, you can expend 1 use to stabilize without making a medicine check.
Okay.
So normally you have to make a medicine check DC 10 to stabilize a creature. You can do it without that. With this kit.
I'm gonna put my loot up and then mosey over to this door and say, I think we should check out these other doors before we potentially take a rest.
Okay. What are you doing to the door?
I'm just gonna I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm just looking like I'm listening to the door to see if there's anything in there.
Yeah, make a perception check, please.
Like an amorous teenager, just fumbling around.
You know me. 13.
13. You're not sure if what you hear is.
I have a keen ear though.
Not aware of that feat.
Keen ear.
You're not sure if what you hear is rats scurrying about, wind against the stone, or feet shuffling. You're not sure if it's nothing or something, if that makes sense.
I don't hear anything, maybe. And then I'm gonna open the door.
Oh boy.
Wild card.
Wow. Wow.
Maybe we should rest since we have an unconscious dwarf with us. I forged it.
We have dwarves.
I'm just checking.
Yeah.
Kick up the
Yeah. Calls you a dwarf.
Sorry.
Calls me a ninja.
Sorry, a
You know.
figurative dwarf, not a literal dwarf.
So culturally insensitive.
Yeah.
They all look the same to me.
We're just gonna rename you microaggression over here.
Microaggression.
Yeah. Or whatever the word is.
Bronson goes, the little ones all look the same to me, right? Like, oh. They're giant.
That might be other side.
And gentlemen, the door is open. You see before you a host of goblins and hobgoblins.
Oh,
A
nice.
circular shaft pierces the floor of this 40-foot diameter domed chamber.
Well, this is going well.
Dim violet light shines out of the shaft, revealing sickly white and gray vines that coat the walls of the shaft. The light is supplemented by 4 lit wall torches set equidistant around the periphery of the chamber. A crudely fashioned stone throne sits against the curve in the northwestern wall. A large iron chest serves as the throne's footstools. A sapling grows in a wide stone plot next to the throne. Roll initiative.
What the shit?
Dave,
Here we go.
can we just throw Dave to the wolves? Can we offer him up as a sacrifice for?
Could have used.
Oh my god.
Yeah. We should not move on until our party's all standing.
I was trying to clear the doors. We got 4 doors. It's a terrible place to rest.
Unless we barricade
Good
the
for
doors with the
rest.
titans that he just found. Oh boy. Well, I really like Genji.
I'm not a combatant. Come on.
What are you doing? Consult the party!
I throw the bone scroll case.
I was
man.
throwing clues out.
This
This is where we start non-meta the whole
You know,
time.
I mean, and I'm all out of. I got man. It's
Hey, I'm coming over here to open the door.
Did anyone investigate this, by the way?
is it too late to close the door?
Yes, we're initiative.
D
I
I mean, that's fine
do
too.
it.
Good call.
I'm gonna close the fucking door. I rolled it.
Is anybody
I'm not ready yet. Hold on.
It's the same fucking thing.
There's quite a bit of.
Why can't we play the characters? You can't just do that without Dan
Oh, your tactics are terrible!
Well, when
I just hate you, Dave. It's not.
All right.
I'm gonna hate myself here in a minute.
I need to scroll down to get the full room in. I apologize.
I've got a lot of initiatives to roll over here. Sorry.
You have no spell slots either, do you?
nobody's got anything left.
That sounded a little aggressive.
Okay. 25 to 20.
20.
What the hell?
Sorry, I found the goblin button.
Goblin!
Okay, I have
20.
Yeah.
Bronson. 15 to 20.
17.
10 to 15.
14.
Maroon armored.
5 to 10.
Valka has 8.
4.
He rolled an 8.
You have +0 to initiative.
No, I rolled a 6 plus 2. I didn't.
Pretty good.
Oh man. When I re-rolled it myself, it was a 9.
So I need to test real quick if I spam the goblin button if it sounds like a group of
Oh
goblins.
shit, those are
Please
big.
forgive.
It's
pretty good.
Can we put a ring around the hobgoblin in the back corner just so we can show him as being different than the others?
Did I perceive him?
Oh, there you go.
What's the color for
All right.
Notice my garments are also purple.
Yeah, see.
The D&D Beyond app does maintain your hit points, right? When
Yeah,
last time you
you
log
have
in.
one
yes.
hit point.
Where's this?
all
All right.
stabilized.
I touched you though.
Yeah, so
boy.
you stay. Unless you cast a spell.
Once
it
per
is-
long rest, you touch a creature and it restores
There's
2
no
hit
long
points.
rest.
Oh.
No, I used that. I have a.
Oh,
I
okay.
have healing hands. as
Oh,
well.
sorry. Once
I
per
didn't know
long
that he was
rest.
done that. So he has 2 hit points.
Yeah.
And would you roll initiative, please?
Certainly.
That's not a. It's like a mini heal.
That's good.
Because
Four.
I rolled, and I'm gonna need some hot face because I did roll 2 ones for initiative.
Yeah.
Both the twig blights and the hobgoblin leader rolled.
I'm sorry, the what?
We got some Baileys.
Twig lights are over there. I don't see them in the picture.
I'm sorry, the
Yeah.
what?
It's in the pot.
Oh shit.
I don't have a twig plate button.
There's
It's
Fail
gross.
Rita's out in the garage.
Just start hitting me with a.
We're in the garage. In the garage.
And
It'd be
the
super funny
goblin
if
with
we
the
started
bow
doing
and
conventional
arrow.
sound.
Like we're wearing like a big sheet of metal. This one.
and stuff.
It's a Tommy.
So we know he's the one in the corner
Oh my
by
God.
the yep, in the
Everywhere
back.
he
Yep.
goes, he's got the little karate kid rolling.
Yeah,
He's wearing robes and such.
That's Okinawan though.
Would you
They're
prefer this
racially
one?
inferior to Japanese.
I would. Yeah.
You get that, everybody?
Thank you. All right.
All 0 people?
The opinions of
Do we have any
individual
other
players do not reflect that. Ramshackle production or its subsidiaries.
Say again. You are up with 2 hit points. All right, we're in combat. Let's go, Bronson.
Oh, here we go, Nick. Here we go. So can we get a rundown on what brought us into initiative? So, Valkyr opens this door.
He was listening over to the door, didn't really hear anything, and kind of jiggles with it, finds that the door will open. It's not unlocked, and he throws it open and looks in. And that's
Okay.
where we're at right now.
So I get to act first, but I'm aware of him opening the door, and that's why my reaction is
You
first.
hear him open the door, and then you hear like all this goblin noise and everything
Turn
else,
and see goblins.
which you didn't hear previously because just meta. It's DC 15 to hear through a door. People that are trying to be quiet, and they knew that there were enemies on this other door, so they're trying to be quiet. He rolled a 13,
Okay.
which is why I was trying to say that he may or may not have heard something.
Okay.
So
So
I guess he just removed all these.
Bronson, 2, 3, 4, will rush up to the door and make an attack on. What do I see before me when I get to the doorway?
So you see in front of you, the goblin that's standing in front of you. He has some blood on his back and side, and it looks like he may have been one of the goblins that ran into this room.
Got it. And there's one to either side of him.
Yeah,
that
and the
look
one side of
otherwise the
him, the one side of him, while he's armed with a scimitar and short bow, the one side of side, the 3 that are up there, they just have clubs.
same. Okay. So they're holding like wooden clubs, and
Yes.
he's got a scimitar. Oh no. And back to our origin story. Bronson's gonna take a swing at the bloody guy, or actually two swings.
Okay,
For your health.
19.
19
your
hits.
Ooh, and 11.
To hit 11, then the 11 misses.
Okay. Eight damage on the bloody one's face.
Yeah, so you seeing he has a slight slash in his left arm, you sort of use that as a starting point for your flail, and you rip open his sternum from the upper left across, and he flops over dead. Goblin down.
Sweet. So as a
That's the one on the right hand side.
That's,
that's
the one right in front of him. That's the hobgoblin.
Yeah.
The goblin. Nope.
No, that's
Stand
the
that guy
hobgoblin.
up.
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, well, you didn't kill the hobgoblin.
You kill the goblin right in front of you. You can't hit.
This one.
You hit that guy.
So the guy in front of me was
Go
the
ahead and
guy
take
to
him
my
off.
right, because there's 3, right, and I was facing him.
The what?
I didn't
Well,
realize.
that's a different
that makes
stat
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hobgoblin versus goblin. Sorry.
Okay.
So you had a goblin that
Yeah.
was bloody in front of you.
I know that now. Okay, got it. So
Can you bring the camera down a little bit too, because it's actually not on the fight at all.
get in the fight camera.
A little bit more. Perfect.
Oh.
Whoa!
Alright.
So,
You should sit down, Dan. No, so you're in the shop.
Free interaction with an object, he's going to slam the door closed behind him as well.
Nice. Yes, door is closed.
And then he'll finish his movement and just take one step back.
Okay.
Incidental. We can't attack them if the door's closed.
It's almost like we did that on purpose.
Next up, Jotun. Door is closed. I'm trying to restore the door, so give me wait while you're getting your action ready.
So Bronson will say, I got one, lad, steal yourselves, they're gonna be angry about that. I was just trying to prevent more
I know. It's just
projectiles.
it's just dumb, and I'm just. It's
Last time that happened, their round, none of them moved. They all shot through the doorway and killed us. Like, it's better to let them
Dumb
come
bard
at us.
comments. Don't take it as me not understanding.
I think it was a good move. They all use arrows.
I'm just playing my character.
You're just an asshole.
A hassle.
Is your character an
I
asshole?
think perhaps we
Asshole
should use the
David
door.
Asshole.
What are you
Hoff.
doing?
I think we should use the door as a
Good
shield.
PC
I
name?
move toward him, man.
We should. That's a good plan.
And I'll already.
And then I'll thunder wave them.
Ray of Frost, and I'll just hit whatever comes through the door.
You're readying an action. Anything that comes to the door first, you're hitting it with the Ray of Frost.
Yep, love it.
Fantastic. Next up after Jotun is Genji.
I want to move here. I'm gonna do because I want to make sure we don't get flanked from behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That has proved very useful in the past.
Yeah.
Like looking at other routes of
Ingress.
ingress. Yeah.
Yep. Genji, any other actions?
Negative.
Valkyr.
That's good. And you said you were doing
I
would like to open the door again. I'm gonna open.
And then make fun of me.
I'm Dave.
I'm Dave, I open doors.
Hold on. Point of rules.
Point of order.
Point of order.
Mr. Vice.
So that you mentioned when you open a door, that is a free
You
action.
can interact with an object.
You can interact with
one
one
time.
object.
I don't like the way these.
If the door was locked,
Definitely don't like the direction these questions are
Unlock
going.
the door, you can just open. It's the same as picking up an object. Putting things down are just free, but using interaction is just once per turn.
You can, however, use your action to interact with another object. So you can expend your action to interact with an object. You
Alright,
get
I'm
one
gonna do
free
this.
interaction, or you can use your action.
I'm gonna move back here,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna get prepared. If the door opens,
Uh huh.
I'm gonna cast Create Bonfire on the door slot.
Okay. How many of those do you have left?
1. Actually,
One.
no. Create Bonfire is cantrip.
So you have as many as you want left.
Yes.
For attitude.
I do have a very strong charisma.
Damn.
He's got him.
Yeah.
I'm very good.
And that wasn't even a natural 20. He's got plus 20 to the roll.
Yeah, he
Roll a 7.
Yeah.
Alright, hold on. There we go. Now back to our
I would also like to taunt them verbally. We're in here. Maybe you should come play with us. What is that?
come out and play games!
No, that's not what I did.
He's clinking 2 potion bottles together.
Meanwhile, Chaz is like, I could use one of them fucking potions.
No, they're empty. They're empty.
Alright, after Valkyr went, you hear.
Can I do an incidental? Sorry.
Yeah, it's an incidental.
Okay, I'm gonna speak in Draconic, and I'm just gonna say, oh man, the weather is really nice, but
Okay.
if they don't speak Draconic, they don't know that. But I'm just speaking Draconic. I'm
So,
gonna say it very loudly.
noted. Dave wastes time.
Wow. That's pretty harsh.
So,
Yeah, good try.
alright,
I'm gonna be scared.
you hear some scuffling around on the inside, but no one appears to open the door.
Come on.
You hear some more scuffling, and then the door bursts open.
Oh, trigger readied actions.
So as the door opens,
Dos.
move some characters around.
As your frost
The
ray.
characters are moving.
That's better. It sounds a little watery and icy.
Okay,
Pretty good. It's a
So
little bit
as-
too fierce. first.
As the door opens, you do see the three hobgoblins that are charging through. They're all on the same initiative, but I'm gonna let your trigger reactions fire as the door opens.
Okay.
So first door opens.
Oh!
23 to hit.
That hits.
Just use dice.
What is Ray of Frost? Just single target.
Yeah. D8.
Oh.
6 damage.
And
So on the tip of your spear, ice starts to go from your hand, forming up to the end of your spear until it gets to a jagged point at the end, and then a ray of ice particles come out, hit the hobgoblin full in the chest, and his left shoulder and right upper arm are just encased in ice, and he's definitely feeling the pain there. What was the other triggered action?
Bonfire. He rolls a dex saving throw,
Okay.
minus 10 to movement for that guy too.
which should impact his. Sorry.
What's the DC?
Dex of 14.
He makes the saving throw.
Okay.
So what happens if he makes it?
Nothing.
A fire forms there, though.
Yes.
And if a creature starts or ends their turn,
Even if they
through it.
move through it.
They pass through.
Okay, so he gets 16 to move through it. So move him forward 1 square.
Right here?
Nope, the diagonal to. Yep. So you don't get an attack of opportunity. But he's now out in there, and he's going to swing at the fucking ice wizard that has half his body frozen. Who's negative 10 to move?
Negative 10 feet to move to the guy that got hit by the.
Yeah, so he's still okay.
Then. Hold on.
No, he can.
No, he's
Oh.
done. He's done in the fire. Then that was 20 feet to get to the fire.
Ah,
Nice
So,
job.
He still had 10 feet of movement left. He moved
you
up
slid into the
there,
fire!
So yeah, as the fire forms up around him, he kind of dodges out of it, but then he loses his balance because half of his body is numb from the frost, and he stops moving.
Did he move into that square?
He was in that. So the door was open,
And you triggered.
You trigger.
Okay, so we're just gonna count that as him ending
He's ending his turn there now. So now he'll take the damage from your.
You guys nuked him. That was great.
So
I should write a
the
song about this.
the two behind him, seeing their buddy encased in fire, one moves 5 feet off to the right towards the other two. Yep. Nope. That guy moves back there. Yep. And that guy moves back behind the other. Yep. Perfect. Seeing that their buddy's encased in ice and on fire, which is just weird.
Well, I mean, somebody slathered him in Bengay.
So what does he take damage wise?
You should be yelling about Tiger Ball.
D8. Oh, you gotta make a saving throw.
He still gets to make saving throw at the end of the turn. Okay. He
He
failed this one.
Exactly.
So. Jesus Christ. Alright, so as he's teetering and losing his balance, he actually falls over and the bonfire just completely ignites his body, melting the ice off the left half of his body, and he drops. He's dead.
Goblin barbecue!
We will be eating good this evening.
Alright, so next up after the hobgoblin is Chaz Waggleshaft.
So I'd like to grab Sir Arthur Tillery and move back so that I'm on a diagonal from this individual. And I'm going to get down in the prone position
There you go.
and line up my shot with Sir Arthur Tillery and fire at this individual right here.
So are you standing? I think I've just put that on the right square.
Yes, look at that.
So
Booyah.
you've got line of sight on the one on the left. Yep.
The big one.
The big one.
That's what he's going for.
Yep.
Bigger.
This is cool. I really like
Taking
this.
your shot at advantage.
Advantage. Get good dice.
Yeah, he's got the party killer in his hand.
Oh!
20.
Is that a natty 20?
Natty 20!
20. So your base damage is 12 to start out with?
Yeah.
Jesus. Woo! So you can roll for effect's sake.
Yeah.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
And as the last syllable from gangster or is sort of echoing in this chamber that now there aren't as many people in here, you hear the round sort of numb that sound out, and it goes, and the hobgoblin's like looking down at his buddy, and then all of a sudden he's just standing still as you see the back of his head explode out in a cloud of matter and brain and bone, and he goes down.
That's a good one.
That's nice.
All right, next up.
Bonus action to reload.
Copy. Reloading. Anything else? Have you
No,
any
sir.
more movement left? All right. So we are now up to the bigger hobgoblin in the back. So the hobgoblin in the back.
With your permission to mark prone.
Yeah, please.
You don't want to just lay him down?
No.
Well, then he'll
Looks like I'm dead.
Yeah.
You don't like looking that way? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so he's prone, so he'll be disadvantaged for ranged attacks. So the larger hobgoblin moves forward. What's the timer on the?
A minute.
A minute. Okay.
Only 10 rounds of combat.
Yeah, move him around behind the goblin commoner.
This
The
guy?
big hobgoblin in the back.
This guy.
Yep, move him around behind skirting the edge of the wall. Nope, against the wall. Yep, right there.
He's a thinker.
So you see him sort of put it in the back, and he runs around to the corner there, and you see him pull his weapons out. Dan, he pulls a longbow out and looses an arrow in your direction. 17?
Meter beat.
Yeah, okay, it beats it.
Fuck. Really?
I'm at 17 AC.
But the,
Oh, Jesus. So he hits for 3 points of damage.
but it's AC 17.
Yeah, meter beat.
Meter beat.
It beats it.
Oh,
That's
why
that
we say
situation, I thought it did.
Meat or
Okay.
beat.
No, it's close. Yeah.
So
Attacker.
he shoots a crossbow.
Longbow. So he pulls an
Longbow.
arrow and looses an arrow at you.
And it takes 3 points of damage.
Well, I mean, I rolled a 1 on the
That's
damage.
great. So it lands in Bronson's shoulder. And he goes, "Oh, that's cute. I'll be seeing you soon." through the flames.
Do you have an inspiration token yet?
No.
Here. Being in character, thank you. Cool, so that's that one. And then you see the twig blight at the back. He moves around behind the hobgoblin as well. So he's behind the hobgoblin. Yep, if you can move him. Perfect, thank you. And that is the end of round 1. Top of the order, Bronson.
Meta hat on for a second. How does the flame function? I can go through it as long as I don't
No.
turn in it.
If you
Going
enter
through
the
it hurts.
square, yeah.
I mean, it's a square of fire.
It's a square of fire.
So you can happily move through it, but you gotta make a dex save to not take the damage.
Okay.
DC, whatever. I don't think it's worth.
Okay.
I mean, thinking about Bronson's character, like that guy just hit with an arrow, would Bronson have enough fury to act so stupid as to run into a room full of enemies and hit them with weapons?
He's not a barbarian enraged.
Right.
He's a fighter that's like he literally said that's cute when he got shot. So
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything fun to do with equipment. So Bronson will go, "Come and get it, ladies!" and spit at him, and then step around the corner and kind of put his back to it, and
Okay.
have both of his flails ready.
Nice.
So if anybody steps through, he's going to make 2 attacks on the first person.
If anybody comes through into his area of...
if anybody charges
got
through,
it.
they're getting attacked. Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else?
That's it.
Jotun.
I'm gonna ready Ray of Frost again. I have a move.
Is that a cantrip?
It is.
Yes. Cool. Ready Ray of Frost. And 60-foot range on it?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Anybody comes through the door, you're smacking them with Ray of Frost. Yep. Fantastic. Next up, Genji.
I hope somebody comes through the door and gets moved.
So 1, 2.
Happened once already.
Open door.
That door was already open.
Oh.
Yep.
So 3, 4, 5. Ready in action. Anybody that comes through that door is getting chopped in half.
Alrighty.
In half.
In half.
That's part of the action when he calls it.
Yeah.
Very
His sword's
precise.
ready. Yeah.
It
Guy's my witness. That goblin's broken in half.
Alright, that was Genji's turn. Valkyr.
For I am a bard who loves to dance. And then I'm gonna pop up right there and go,
New verse.
"This is my newfound anger." And then cast firebolt through the fire into him.
1 second. Let me make sure you got LOS there.
My sorcery has got much power.
I don't remember that from the narrative.
Yeah, you got LOS. And who are you targeting that at?
Front guy.
Front guy? Okay.
And that was where was I before right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
18.
18 hits.
10. That's a 20.
You have to drink a whole one of these for it?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. They're only 8 ounces.
Man, this is back to the old school place. That's how we always
That's
do.
2 damage.
2 fire damage.
Yeah. So
Triumpharitas.
your Farmel, as it goes through the flame, it whips up some more of that flame, and it hits the goblin, and it leaves more of a char mark than anything else.
Yeah.
You scorch through his right breast a gaping wound that cauterizes itself. He's still standing, but he's sort of leaning weakly on his club on the ground.
Does he have anything that's flammable on him that could catch on fire?
Worn
That's
stuff.
not how it works.
Leather.
It's things that aren't worn.
Yes.
It says a
Not
flammable object.
worn,
not
Okay.
worn or carried.
Yeah, like if there was a screen hanging down, a tapestry, thank you. You could light a tapestry on fire. You could set this giant pile of bullshit on fire over
The
here.
carpet.
You will not assault Crate and Barrel.
You got 2 squares of movement left, I think.
Well, it looks like Red Barrel might have a fire sale.
All right, Valkyrie,
That wasn't your
have you done?
Yeah.
All right.
Nailed it.
So this other one, in the goblin in the back.
I got it.
Just 1 second.
I got it.
It's like slapping your hand away.
I should be doing it.
Trying to micromanage.
So it moves forward next to the chief. Right there. Yeah.
That's the chief, guys.
Now we know who the daimyo is.
Yeah.
That's
Okay, that's
right.
5 movement.
Yep. That's all that they need.
Yep.
And there, I'm checking LOS real quick. Where's that at? Right.
Roll at disadvantage.
Okay. So can't hit. So, Mike, I need you
To get aroused.
to make.
Done.
Nope, I just got to roll an attack.
It's all the G fuel you're on.
Deadline for this game.
15?
To hit?
Yeah.
For sure. That hits, yeah.
Okay. So you hear in a language you don't understand, and he forms his hands in like a choking, and he casts inflict wounds on you.
Countering with David Carradine.
That was maybe a little intense for a flick on it. I'm sorry.
Autoerotic defense.
You take
Yeah, just tense your neck up. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
21 points at him.
What?
Inflict wounds.
At level 1?
Level 1, 3d10.
I mean, that's more than my max, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're just going down.
You're dropping unconscious then.
Oh,
my.
Do I not get a shot at him with the red crossbow?
You had a reaction ready, didn't you?
Good.
Did you say when someone comes to the door or in line of
I
sight?
did say that someone comes through.
I'm pretty sure you said door. Sorry.
That's alright.
So yeah, he hits you.
You have no reactions.
You go down. Next up, after the caster, is the commoners. Feeling inspired by what they just saw.
Hopefully that's the one.
I'll try and move them.
You sure?
Yep. So you hear the scurrying of feet. The door opens, and yeah.
Well, so question. Actually, I'm not doorman.
Have you seen the Rurouni Kenshin?
Okay, so
No.
this is
Very
going to be
good.
they're all rushing out in like in a mob.
Sure.
So I'll let you pick which one you're going to attack.
The one up front.
Okay.
First one, yeah.
Kill it.
Inspiration.
Okay.
Thank you. 22 to hit.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
Just keep carrying through.
8 damage?
Yep. So
Oh, sorry,
the one-
6 damage.
Yeah. So the first one that comes through, you
Oh, I
let
do get to reroll the 1. Sorry. No, that is now a 7 damage.
Yep. So as they come through in a mob, you're sort of hidden back in the shadows, and as the third one gets to the tip of where your Odachi is, you just slice and continue to slice, making your second attack.
16 to hit.
And it hits. The second one is the one that's actually injured.
And that's 12 damage.
The 2 goblins, their feet are still moving, but their tops of their bodies fall off as you cut them both in half. The last goblin, seeing what happened to his buddies, is definitely feared. He's going to swing at you, but I'm going to make him swing at disadvantage because he just saw 2 of his buddies get cut in half.
Do you not carry with great weapon
One
masters?
time.
Only one.
Only
yeah.
once. That would be if that was every kill, that would be gross, dude.
Oh, goose, yeah.
Kill shit.
Keep going. Yeah.
So 10 plus 212 to hit.
Negative.
Negative. So he just kind of like swings his club, but you can tell that he's really not wanting to make contact with you. He has 5 feet of movement left. He's going to fall back 5 feet with his remaining 5 foot. Take reaction. You have a
Is that
reaction.
an attack of opportunity?
You have a reaction.
Arigatou gozaimasu! 9.
9. That's is that total 9?
Yes, total.
Okay, yeah, that missed. AC 10. Yeah, so he steps back and your front foot kind of you step into ichor and you slip just a little bit. You're not able to make a really graceful swing, so he pulls back and is out of the fight.
I'm coming for you, Goblin.
Next up, seeing the goblin charge through and one come running back, the last remaining hobgoblin goes out that door to
This
see
one?
to see what's going on.
1,
2,
2.
one more. 3.
Here?
He comes out the door, sees Genji, and takes a swing at Genji. 12? Nope. He misses, so... Great sound effects! So, Chaz, you've seen a lot through the flames. You saw a lot of movement of creatures back and forth. It's your turn.
Yeah, that's the one.
And I'm putting it back on you to check LOS.
Yeah.
You
So the caster.
Oh, you are.
I think you've got mine.
I was like, that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Well, we're gonna rest.
Adjusting for windage.
No, there's no action.
Sir Arthur Tillery. Shall we introduce ourselves to magical thoughts?
Reroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, we need to get rid of that guy.
That is a 13 to hit.
Barely misses. You see your round, as you're just about to take your shot, a puff of smoke from the flame obscures your vision. You try to adjust for where you think he's going to make his move his head to, and you miss because he didn't actually move. So,
Bonus action reload.
any movement.
No, staying prone.
Fantastic. Next up is seeing his one of his war chiefs exit out to this direction and hearing swings of weapons.
War chief.
30. He comes into this area and he takes a swing at you, Genji.
It's gonna be awesome or bad.
21.
Whoa. That hits. We know that
Of
hits.
course that hits.
Okay. And you take
damage?
6 points of damage. I should have rolled that at advantage because of martial advantage, but I didn't. So another hobgoblin comes out, sort of pushes his other hobgoblin buddy to the side, and swings at you with a long sword, making contact with your forearm of your Odachi, putting a really good slice from your wrist up to your elbow, and you're bleeding quite profusely from your arm at this point. Over to the Twig Blight. The Twig Blight is going to move forward 5 feet and just stay near the caster. Next up, top of the order, round 3, Bronson.
So, having heard all of this mayhem back here, is
Yep.
that's correct? Like, I could hear, like, Genji's shit
Make
talk
a perception check. Well, what's your passive? Sorry. Your passive
14.
is 14. Yeah, you heard all that.
Yeah, so I could hear Genji, like, talking shit, hacking goblins.
What you heard was, who do you know?
But then I also heard, like,
Yeah, you heard it. Yeah.
like all of the
Yeah.
shit going on in the background. And meanwhile, he's been sitting here next to the fire, like, waiting for somebody to come through. And he hears his friend fighting on the other side, so he's gonna come, oh, fuck it! And, like, just come sprinting around the corner and go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, Buranusa!
Okay, make your saving throw against the flame.
Why?
Oh, did you go the other direction?
Yeah, we can go through
I
the
went right
bathroom.
here.
My apologies. I was texting.
That's why I was
sorry. Yep.
listening to see if he could.
Don't
do that.
text and DM.
So he's gonna make 2 attacks on the big lad there.
Okay, so action.
Oh! I'll take a Rita.
Nice.
You got to reroll.
Ooh, I do. Where is
Still
that?
gotta take the Rita though.
No, I don't. No, that never
The
happened.
reroll negates the Rita.
Oh yeah.
It's only final
I
results.
feel like that rule's been used inconsistently.
I'm pretty sure we
No way.
No, it's just. I feel like I've been
No
punished
way.
on a reroll before.
So that's a 21 to hit.
21 definitely hits.
That's better.
Oh,
And give him a reader.
Give him a read.
No, it's a 2.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But I should have to drink one for principle. Using a reroll and getting a 1 and then a 2 is pretty bad.
So you come around the corner and you're running, and then you see these 4 halves of bodies, which kind of distracts you a little bit. And as you're looking at them, your first swing is completely misjudged, but then you come in with your second swing. And
And I warm that one up a little bit with two rotations before
you put a little bit of meat heat on it.
Put some stink on
Put a little stink on
a
it.
little bit of meat heat on it. I like that.
How much damage?
12.
12 damage. So you fucking come in and you catch him right in the fucking stomach. It pierces through his scale-mail armor, and as you pull your flail back, bits of hobgoblin and armor come out, and you can actually see like fluids seeping down into his groinal area from the wound that you've massively created.
Oh, he wet pants!
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna need that here in about 30 seconds.
That's exactly what I reported.
Sarcasm is my weapon of choice.
Jotun.
I control it, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, death saving throw.
Nat 20.
Natty 20,
You
baby!
come up with 1 hit point.
Yes! Yes!
It's what we need.
Ready to rain punishment.
Well done. So stand Jotun up, please. He has 1 hit point, and he is. You can take no other actions this turn, but you are back in the fight. Actually, you stood up. You can use half. You have half your movement left.
Okay.
So Jotun, he's
That's epic. That's
had
it.
this
That's
like
good.
you saw him all these imaginary cuts just going off his body, and he fell over, and then a few seconds later, and he stands up and starts moving briskly to the northeast.
Nice.
So that's Jotun's turn. Genji.
Alright. I am taking a swing at Captain Piss Pants over here.
Captain is pants.
Oh no, what is that?
No, it's good.
No, that's worth it.
17, keep it.
That base 17.
Base
Yeah.
17, so it's 22 to hit.
Okay, 17 misses, 22 hits.
Okay.
Whoa.
That is 9 damage to the daimyo.
Finish him.
Yeah! Oh, you make it like a banana and sprint!
So you take your Odachi and you an overheaded strike with all the strength from your forearm and your upper body. You just slice down, and it goes about 3/4 of the way to the top of his head into his chin, and you pull your fucking sword back up, and his head split open like a banana, falls over.
Alright, now I'm just gonna give a steely gaze to the hobgoblin right next to me, and I will attack.
Second attack?
Like,
Well, he killed
Kill
him.
the guy.
Oh fuck yeah, of course. He killed a guy.
Does a 12 hit?
12. No,
Wait.
12 does not hit. Jeez.
Can't we? Never mind. Carry on.
Oh! Man, the anguish.
I was almost Wilhelm
With a
scream.
dice roll, it's a 12 again.
12 misses. So your second strike, you hit, and it feels like a good solid strike, but then you realize that he's wearing pretty good armor.
Sure.
And it doesn't actually penetrate. So next up is Valkyr.
You are God.
I'm gonna skip
Cast.
to this square.
Skip to your loot.
Make an acrobatics check.
Oh, fuck.
Don't fail it.
You
16.
You skip successfully.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm gonna
Had
cast.
you just moved to the square like every other normal person, I would have made you take a check.
Yeah, let's have some style. I'm gonna cast Bane on these two.
Alright. You can choose 2 targets for that.
3 creatures.
Okay.
You can see within range. They both have to make charisma saving throws.
Yep. Alright, so starting with the caster.
Yeah.
The unlaunched goblin.
What's your DC?
14.
Yeah, he fails.
Strawberries.
The twig blight. Gee, oh my goodness.
Does he even have a charisma?
Well, he rolled a 14, but he's -4, so he's a 10.
Wow.
Yeah,
Alright, so they both.
I have it up here. They must roll a d4 and subtract number rolled. So anytime they make an attack roll, they have to
Or saving throw.
Yep, -4. Got it.
Alright, then you move.
So that's how many
that's-
spell slots do you have left? Because I thought
No, that's tapped.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
That's
2.
third right there. And then I'm gonna move back behind the wall, like back into here.
Okay, cool. All right, next up is the caster. Doesn't like what you've been doing to him at all. So He's at disadvantage because you're prone. He makes the same noise that he made before, and he forms his hand in the choking motion. You feel
I'm not into that.
arcane energy forming around you.
What's your say for it?
Oklahoma.
And now roll a d4.
Yep, hold on, I'm trying to figure out. What's your AC?
14.
So you roll the 15, but then I roll a 4 on the d4.
Yeah.
So you do feel like all these invisible knives cutting the air around you, but you're able to roll around on the ground and avoid them. Please move the Goblin Caster behind the Goblin Commoner in the northeast corner of the room. As many, he can go 6 squares. Yep.
That
Should be fine.
that
Thank you.
Where is it?
All right.
It's right there.
Is this amateur hour?
Well, no, I was looking for it. It's
Do we even
clearly
try to
right
play?
there.
So
Yeah, we're so bad. Well, let me get the marker out and erase that.
So the commoner cowers in fear. The hobgoblin, seeing his chief goes down, seeing he's surrounded, has to make his final swing at Genji. 16. That hits. Oh,
Might put me down.
9 damage.
Yep, I'm unconscious.
So he takes a swipe at you across your body, knocks you down, and then immediately retreats back into the room in front of the caster. Taking back five spaces. Right there. Yep. 5 feet, sorry. And that is his turn. Chaz, your turn.
Roll along the ground sideways and go, oh, as you're unloading. Yeah. How does moving while prone work? Just half speed? You crawl along?
Can't you?
I think you can.
I'd have to look it up. I'm not sure. Yeah.
But I mean, it makes sense that you would
Half speed, I think is right. I just put something on my DM screen that has that stat. It's talks about all the different movements, the jumping and all that stuff.
But Lee will not let you use your own.
No, I could have brought it, but
Just
this
teasing.
setup is fine.
Would I have line of sight from this square on the twin?
Absolutely. Yep, behind Jotun. Yep.
So moving at half speed.
I think that's
While
what for
crawling?
prone. Yep. You can also, you can just go prone when you get there.
Yeah, because you would use half to get up and then use the rest to get there.
And then fall down.
Sir Arthur Tillery, shall we engage in some botany?
Oh, I wish we had a fucking soundboard.
It's angled. It wanted to be a fucking 20.
Like that lawbreaker.
That's a 21 to hit.
That hits.
That is 9 damage piercing.
Yeah, so the ball enters the twig blight in the center, and you're not really sure how the twig body forms. It appears that there was a central trunk holding it all together, and as your ball pierces that, the top part just falls apart into a cloud of sticks, and the twig blight goes down.
We were great.
You at least get advantage.
That's great.
I will bonus action reload.
All right, bonus section. Any other movements?
Still staying.
All right, Chaz is done. Back to the top of the order. Round 4, Bronson.
Yeah, Bronson's pretty upset that he just saw Yoshimitsu get dropped, so he's gonna go 1, 2, and take 2 swings at this guy's face.
At the hobgoblin.
Yeah, whoever's front and center.
Yep.
Big guy, yeah.
Just want to be clear.
Whoa! Yeah!
Yeah, that's you for game footage.
Nat 20.
We're gonna make the other attack first.
Irish cream, please. Let me get him.
Has that been sitting out since last session?
Yeah.
So that's a nat 20.
Can you do that? I don't know
Yeah,
if
you
you want to
can.
do
Okay.
No, I do it with my Baileys all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't have to refrigerate it.
Alright.
Nat 20 on the first one, and then a 21 on the second one.
How did you roll a natural?
Not nat 21. And then
Okay.
15 plus 6 on the
So
second.
you sprint through the goblin ichor, and you've got goblin blood up to your thighs from splashing because you're moving so hard.
Yeah.
And you use Hakum, and your 2 balls smack the hobgoblin head in the center of them. Roll for damage.
So this is gonna be 8 plus.
Yep.
8 boxes here.
Well, it's 8 plus your strength bonus plus.
Yeah.
No, it's just the dice maximum.
Oh, is it? Okay.
And then whatever you roll. Oh yeah. So 8 plus 4 plus 3, so 17.
That's
Hang
the
on.
first strike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then 11 more.
So when you clang them together, but you're clearly stronger with your right hand than your left hand. Your right hand makes contact just slightly before your left hand does. So his head cracks to the left as you just indent his face in half, and then his head trying to go to the left. The other one catches him, and he actually ends up looking like a watermelon. That's 2 slices of a watermelon.
Nice.
As he falls down, prone and dead. You killed the hobgoblin. Jotun.
That's great. Let's see. So, seeing the fire here, I'm going to move around. Turn around the corner and see my down friend here. So I'm going to use the healer's kit that I just found.
Awesome. Expend 1 charge from the healer's kit, and he's stabilized.
Okay.
Well, that's all I have.
That's all. Yeah, the healer's kit allows you to do it without doing a medicine check.
Ah.
Yeah. It's a DC 10 without the healer's kit. Healer's kit, you're.
Is that a full action?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll just think here. I'll just go ahead and give myself 3 successes then, and then.
Yeah, you're unconscious. Yeah. All right, Jotun. Anything else? Any bonus action?
I think I'll just move right here.
Okay.
And I'm at 0 hit points. With
Genji,
stabilized.
0 hit points to stabilize. Genji, no. You alone.
I'm just gonna be
Piteously.
like, oh, sister, I have a fear at you.
Good. Valkyr.
Alright, I'll just come. Can I see him?
I've got a bottle. Thank you.
Can I see him from here?
No, you cannot.
Okay, so then I'll move into this square.
Yep.
And I
That's just
can-
ichor. That's not blood. That's not fire or anything. So.
Okay, so I can see him now.
Yes, you can see now.
Alright, he's okay. So I'll cast Firebolt.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice in this.
That's it.
All right, it's Valkyr's turn. All right, so to
What'd you do?
I cast Firebolt.
all right, so
Caster, basically.
Yeah.
I need Dan to be back.
Is he getting attacked?
He's getting attacked.
What were
Yeah.
you guys worried about?
Yeah, half the party's on the verge of unconsciousness, or already unconscious.
No,
I
just-
just one hit point.
Just you're stable.
I'll tell you what.
do you
If
mean, like
if
2
Lee
hit
if Lee had
points?
not if Lee had
Single
been
digits?
not at 2 hit points, if he had actually been down,
It would have been.
it
Or
would
a
have
lot
been done
different.
so.
Yeah.
Him able to take those 2 ranged attacks because
Yeah.
they would have
He smoked
sat
you
back
guys.
and shot you guys with longbows, but seeing that they were going to lose those trades, they
Yeah.
decided they needed to close the range for melee.
Yeah.
Had Lee been down, you guys were fucked.
Yeah, but you forgot about the dynamic that is the players.
No, I forgot about you retconning.
Dude, it's right there. I just want it to be accurate. And
Yeah.
because we have dndbeyond.com, pretty much, well, actually, the only online D&D character sheet. Don't go to the store and buy the D&D character sheets. Use dndbeyond.com.
It's advertising.
Oh, thank you.
That's how we were able to
It
successfully.
is on the Goblin Caster's turn. He's casting a spell at Dan. I need Dan back to make a saving throw, so that's sort of what we're waiting on. So it'll be just
Just for a minute, could you explain what's happening in here? Like, what is this?
that's a shaft.
Just like
Downward. You just
downward facing shaft.
which is a yoga position that only trained professionals should attempt.
Or Samuel L. Jackson.
Shaft. Yeah, it's horrible. No offense, Sandy. I know you're watching out there. Dan,
I'm up.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
That's bullshit. The plus might matter. Let's see. 14.
Yeah, so the goblin in front of you extends his hand, says a few words that you don't understand, and a spray of green flecks that slightly burn your skin as they touch, but you're able to shake it off and it has no effect.
Shake it off, shake it off. Shake it
That happens.
Shake it off.
Yeah, and he's going to back up to the back center of the room where that torch is.
Fucking bitch.
It's time to plant that guy in the ground.
Next, the goblin commoner in contact with you swings at you with his club. 17.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 4 damage, no pluses. So he hits for 4 damage. So he slings his club at you, and then looks around and sees that he's all alone, and runs back with his goblin buddy.
Attack of opportunity. Crush his skull.
Are you going to take your reaction and attack of opportunity?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 20.
Yep, that hits.
11.
So he strikes his club at you and then turns to run, and then you just slightly flick your wrist and your ball just,
Whip it out.
Yeah, just catches him in the back, and he falls actually over down into the shaft.
Where's the Wilhelm scream when you need it, man?
Yeah.
Where is it? You gotta have
All
that
right,
queued up.
Chaz, last in the order.
For the hours.
Chaz Michaels.
There it is. That's good.
So low crawl here, and I'm gonna take a shot at that guy, at the caster.
Yes. The last stand.
Think magical thoughts, bullets.
Oh!
That is a 25 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely is.
4 damages from that last one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm only down 7 so far. So I got 3.
9 piercing damage.
You your shot. You hear echoing off the chambers as you hit, and you catch him, and you actually blow his right arm completely off, and he's standing there, blood pumping out of what used to be his right arm, but still standing weakly and looking at you.
As an incidental, I would like to say,
Sir Arthur Tiller, I believe we disarmed him.
Oh, womp womp.
it's actually reload.
That's good.
Any other movement?
Negative.
All right, Bronson.
Oh, really? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
So do me a favor, make an athletics check to jump over the chest and throne.
I'd love to. 25.
Yeah. So not only
No. 25.
Yeah. So normally you'd see him and you would just step up on it over. Actually, what Bronson does is he gets to the foot of it. He does a 360 in the air, spinning his
360.
flails about and lands. Did you make contact with the goblin?
Roll that attack.
Roll an attack.
Pull that beautiful thing. Yeah, 19.
19. Yeah. So as he's spinning in the air and he's got his back to the goblin, his flail hits it, still trailing behind him as it spins.
And a 21 for the follow-up hit, too.
And then the second one hits him too. So the goblin, as this guy's charged down, he jumps up and he goes, and you're still back turned to him. You haven't actually stopped to face him yet.
8, and then 9.
And you land, you pull your weapons up to swing, and there's no goblin there. And you look down, and he's in a pile of goo on the floor. Cool. You're out of initiative.
Sir Arthur Tillery, we need to perform maintenance on you.
Hey Dave, would you like to
Valkyr!
open that door over there? Go open that door.
Bronson's got like
I'll go
goblin
and
guts
look
up
to
to his
go.
nipples, and he goes, "What are the rest of them?"
That is 2 potentates.
Spinning around
that
like
we
looking
have
for more, like a freak.
fell. Valkyr, please return to me, my emissary. We must find a way to bed down.
I'm just gonna come in the room and look around.
Thanks for the
You're
stabilize.
standing in a hole.
Oh, that's a hole in the middle?
Good looking out.
That's a pit.
It's a cylinder.
It's a shaft.
So it's not good looking out?
Shaft.
Opening random doors.
It's a shaft that goes into the ground. Okay, let me get us back.
It's a
combat music.
vine covered shaft.
Useful for climbing.
Perhaps a rest first.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk over and take a seat on the throne.
Yeah, this is out.
Okay.
Nice.
Would you place Chaz on the throne, please?
I'll like spit in my hand and wipe off one of the windows to get like a shaft of light shining toward the throne.
Make a spit check. No, I'm
Oh,
kidding.
no.
Spit check. I'm like, where is it?
All right. So you're on the throne. What other actions are we taking, guys?
I'm gonna sleep.
All right, lads, we gotta fortify this place and get our wits about us. So Bronson's gonna take some, nothing unreasonably heavy, but like a couple of like barrels, for example, maybe a chair,
Yep.
and
Maybe
try
some
and take
crates.
some of this stuff and wedge it there,
Oh, wait,
and then
point
take
of
some
order.
stuff and wedge it there.
Can we grade the XP for
I'll
this
help.
counter?
Yeah, we sure can.
it's over the edge.
I don't know.
Push it to the limit.
Potentially.
Oh, 111 XP piece.
No, but
Is it not enough?
nope. We needed 266.
No.
111.
111 apiece.
What do you? I'm at 845. Is that right?
Well, it was 555 was the total.
845.
Yep.
Divided by 5.
You said 111. I'm sorry.
111. Not to be confused with the fantastic Emmy Award-winning band 311.
Emmy Award.
They're
So
really
the
bad.
so the band won a TV award.
I was like, where did they win an Emmy?
When they were the MTV Music Award 1997
Imagine that.
for best lighting in a shitty video.
They actually did the theme song for an episode of the Gilmore Girls.
So, can you walk?
No, he's unconscious.
I'm at 0 hit points and I'm
So you're sitting on the throne. You are barricading the two doors.
Two of us are.
Oh, so make a check at advantage, please. Just give me a general intelligence check.
General intelligence check.
Yep.
Come on, Beyond.
I'm gonna try and pull him into the room.
Give me just a second. Advantage.
14.
Cool. You feel that you've done a pretty good job of blocking the two doors into Goblinville, and that it would take a pretty significant. No, he did the other two doors.
This one and this one
Yep.
are blocked.
Oh, we're in here.
You got some more of these?
I'm sure we
Yes.
Top drawer?
It should be in plastic cases over there.
Bronson, there's another door.
Give us some crates and
There's
things.
crates and then the other
Bronson,
ones.
there's a third door. Don't forget that.
Ah, you're right.
Yes. I just wanted to point it out. While I was exploring, we should open that door
Beautiful.
as well. I will go forth and open that door. You don't know where.
Don't open any more fucking doors!
I'm gonna investigate the chest.
Yes. Too many doors.
I believe we should have a strong individual try and drag Genji into the room,
Sure.
so I may play the lute and refresh everyone's.
What are you doing to the chest? I'm sorry.
I want to investigate it for traps.
Roll a d20.
What is your song? Do you
I
have
don't
a song
have
or
it.
cross or
I don't
something?
have
That is a
That's why
20
we do
investigation. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's next one.
You know, we have song healing.
Their hip and alterations makes the lock in his chest.
Yeah.
And by pulling out some of your tinkering tools,
Utility.
big growth.
I'm listening.
Yeah, you find a small needle that was going to pop out of the lock as you attempted to remove it, and you remove the needle.
Okay.
Oh.
Disarm the trap.
Look it up.
Hi.
See the guys?
Yeah, I guess one of us can drag Genji and
Okay.
lock this third door too.
What door? The door into the circular chamber?
Yeah.
This one.
Okay.
Yeah, let me give you guys some crates.
And barrels?
I assume we're setting up shop.
Crates and barrels? So we get crates and barrels.
Make a intelligence check, Mike. I'll open it. It's locked, so.
Okay. Use my thieves tools.
Okay.
Can somebody please push that barrel over to the. It's
So
got
that
reach.
is a
Do what?
2
That crate
plus
that's in the middle of the room needs to be in
4
the
is
the other rook's
6
in the door.
plus.
Other one.
Is this sleight of hand or?
Yeah, it'd be a
dexterity?
proficiency check. That's
Oh,
it.
proficiency then.
Yeah.
So that is a 10.
Yeah, you're fumbling around, but you're unable to unlock the lock.
These are evil.
Oh,
Why
those
would
other
you
holes,
do
dude?
that?
Yeah. You know the ones that are
And a
worse are those
15.
little 2x
Cool.
brownies.
You feel that you've done a really good job of
Those are-
securing this.
So
Your knowledge of fortifications in your tribe, because you guys said as you're camping and hunting and stuff.
Oh,
You
Bronson,
do a good job.
we shouldn't forget about the other door.
Doctor, can you come in here and help me hold the light while I'm working on this?
Oh, absolute. Bronson the door, though. I don't want to have to go open that one. I can. I actually hold on, Your Emissary. I shall go open the door.
Barricade that one.
We're going to do something.
I'll
about
get to it. I'll
Okay,
get to
alright,
it.
alright.
You Yancy whiny cunt fuck shit.
Yes, here we go. Here we go.
You know,
I'm gonna grab the light off the wall.
Similarly, he's just gonna put a crate on my
Intelligence
chest.
check.
No, I'll have you hold this up so I can see better.
Oh, I'm going to hold this candle of continual flame
It's a 4.
next to the.
So he just puts a barrel sitting in front of
Make
me.
another check.
Nice. Yes.
Dave, how's our camera?
So that is a 16.
16. So yeah, the lighting wasn't good. You really couldn't see one of the last. There's a third tumbler and you're able to get to that
Son
third
of a
tumbler,
bitch.
and you depress it, and the chest opens.
Oh my!
Within the chest,
Valkyrie, don't tell anybody.
God damn it, no. None of that. It's terrible.
No reason to look over here, fellow party.
There's like gold and
I'm just
coming out of the.
tuning the E chord.
you find 291 gold pieces
What?
worth of gems and coins. So
Wow. I'm gonna check that.
We
pile
have
a little closer.
an auto vendor trash mod installed, so it just immediately becomes gold.
pretty much, yeah. So 291 gold to get it. I don't know if you want to split that or just take it.
No, I'll split.
Were there any loot strings? I
I
fear I may have one near the end of its life.
mean,
You missing notes or what's going on here?
you can tell me where you want to look for loot strings.
In the chest?
No, no
I'm
loot
just
strings.
peering
in
in.
the
Okay.
ship? Come on, come on.
58 gold and 20 silver for everyone.
58 gold,
20 silver.
That should be
Yeah.
so
Right.
20 silver?
Yeah.
Rolling fat stacks, yo.
How much silver?
40. 20.
20?
20. Alright. What other actions are you taking?
I would like to rest. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, Bronson's gonna. He's already kind of rifled through this, so from his previous search of it, try and see if he remembers seeing any blankets, pillows, things that could make for like making some bedding.
Make an investigation check.
Wow. 19 plus 1 is 20.
So I'm going to net you for just a second. The only way you're going to find this loot was if you searched the pile twice, and if you scored high enough on both rolls to find this.
Whoa!
So you find a fine agate statue of the elven deity Corellian the Raytheon worth 30 gold. So you can just write 30 gold, or you can write statue if you plan on doing something else with it.
Nah, fuck the statues.
30 gold. You also find a medium chain shirt under a pile. In one of the piles of just loose gear, you see the sparkle of well-polished metal, and you see a chain shirt.
Ignore that.
Cool. So I'm just trying to make beds for everyone while I'm rifling through this stuff, and I go, "Oi, lads! I found something that looks like it's worth money, and some fancy clothes here. I'm gonna suit myself with if nobody minds too much." And he's gonna try it on.
It fits. It was made for a humanoid chain shirt.
What is it?
It's chain shirt.
Okay. I'll look at that. I
It's
don't know.
regular armor.
It's not an improvement from what I have currently.
I don't know what you're currently wearing.
I think I'm
I
wearing.
think you're wearing chainmail, which is better than chain shirt. I think chain shirt's an AC 15. I think
Okay.
chain armor is AC 16.
Okay.
I'm not double check. I'm not sure those numbers. Regardless, you find that everyone had 6 more. You're splitting that statue.
Yep.
6 gold, everyone. That's
Cool.
the statue split. Okay.
And I'll just write that I have a chain shirt.
If there's an Excel spreadsheet does say DC 15 2 checks.
That's great.
So I'm glad you did that. Cool. What else are we doing, guys? I heard searching again, making beds.
I'm gonna speak with Jotun.
Jotun, all right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna mention, Jotun, I have a few scrolls here that you may be of interest in. And I'm gonna hand him the scroll of command, cure wounds, guiding bolt, inflict wounds to take a look at to see if
I have these.
those are the
different.
same.
No, you've got those are in this stack over here of cards. So you have the 3 mage scrolls. You have in here. You have 4 cleric. You can call them out. There's cards for them in that pile.
Yeah.
They should be green.
Just give me that shit.
So I don't know how does that work for him and for I, like as far as spellcasting is concerned. Is
You
it?
can consume it to cast it,
Yes.
or you can consume it
record it.
over 8 hours to put it in your spellbook.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean it's prepared. It's just another thing that you know.
That's only for spells that he can wizard spells.
For
these
wizards.
aren't these are
Oh.
cleric spells.
Okay.
So he can't actually add these to his spell book, but you guys do have
So those are only consumables.
yes.
Oh.
Because
Unless
clerics,
they're
clerics also don't have to learn spells. Clerics know
My
the
spells,
entire
please. Thank you.
all the spells.
I
They're
will.
granted those spells.
That's why
I
they know
like
all of
Berry.
them, and they can cast
What you-
whatever combination of
Yep.
them they want up to their maximum.
I actually have Mage Armor already in my spellbook, so if someone wants a spell.
We can either sell
Bronson
it
goes,
or we
that
can-
sounds fancy. I'll eat your spell scroll. And takes it.
All right, so make sure to decrement that from your inventory and add it to your inventory in dndbeyond.com. What
HTTPS://
It is slash. Yeah. What other actions have we taken? We've searched the chest. You've searched the piles. Anything else? We bedding down for the night. We take a long rest.
Bronson's just gonna do one search of the perimeter of this room before we bed down, given that he's already, from searching repeatedly, found more and more better stuff. At this point, he's looking for hidden compartments, switches, bricks that push in any traps and or hidden passageways, etc.
Roll an investigation.
And I'm
check,
going to
please.
give you an inspiration die.
All right.
Take a d6 and add it.
Wow. Okay. Better find something. Investigation.
Yeah.
So that's a 17, 18, 19, 19.
Yeah, you scour the room and you find nothing.
Nothing.
No panels, no switches, no levers, nothing
Alright.
of the sort. You do notice, though, a box in the treasure pile, the loot pile, if you will, that you hadn't seen before. It's a very finely crafted wood, and on the cover of the wood, it has what looks like a skull and crossbones. It's a little chest like this.
Oi lads, I found a pirate treasure! And he'll, try and investigate it, see if it opens right away easily, or
Yeah.
what's going on with it.
Make an investigation check on the box itself.
11.
You have found a standard poisoner's kit.
Oh!
Ah, very nice. Yes.
And you only found that because I forgot to tell Mike earlier when he found his healer's kit, he also found a poisoner's kit.
He didn't tell us that, but
So, no, I did. I like sharing like how this comes about.
I think I'm ready for a rest. Who wants to take first watch?
Jotun, while we prepare for rest, perhaps you would like to discuss the stories of our adventure.
I would like to hear more about this guild.
So I'm gonna get out like my tarot cards, and him and I are gonna sit down, and maybe Bronson comes over, and like while we're relaxing and playing the lute, we can begin to discuss our backstories.
Bronson's gonna go into his pack and get out a bottle of liquor he's been saving.
Yes.
Earlier you asked about the story of Bronson and I. Hold on. Ding ding ding. There, that's better. And there is a little bit of a story, one that is sad to me. And you know I'm very good at telling stories. The best stories, only the best.
They're typically best when you actually start them.
Alright. Anybody want anything from the kitchen?
Go for it.
Like, there's a kitchen in here?
And a refrigerator.
So go get your stuff.
Okay.
Go
now-
get whatever you're getting, and then Bronson's gonna tell a tale and drink the ale.
Watch your chair like that.
What is it? It's 7 suns.
Yes, but it goes before then. I was a young lad, and as you can clearly tell, I am a Azamar, so I am blessed by those that have greater powers than the mortals.
We've blessed all right.
That's not funny. It was back in Mulharin that I grew up, and I befriended in my youth an excellent merchant by the name of Nastro. Nastro,
Time for a second. So you would
Yeah.
know with your background, kind of the peoples in the area. There was a theocracy that was created by a whole bunch of mages, and they used to. This was High Imskar, and this is known through your training whenever you were with the folks in Thay. You would know that they ended up cutting the tops of mountains off. The Netherese did, inverted it, and made these floating cities.
Whoa.
And they, these people, this is like negative 2,000 DR. Later on, this new kingdom wanted to be like the Netherese, and so they enslaved all these people, and it's the Mulhrandi, and they worship a pantheon of Egyptian gods. And so Ao, hearing all these slaves pleas across these people, allowed the Egyptian pantheon to cross over into Toril and help deliver them back. And so there's this huge war between the pantheons, between the Egyptian and then later on the Orcish gods, and that's a whole different story we can get into. But a lot of gods on both sides ended up getting killed, and this is how Grummish ends up getting jacked up whenever the elven gods go to fighting and they get riled up. And so you know that these were a plighted people, but were deeply touched by the presence of their gods several centuries ago.
So when I was a lad in Mulharand, due to my appearance, I was quite the attraction in the local tavern where I spent most of my days. And during this time, I would entertain the folks, play my tarot cards, and read their prophecies. And during this prophecy foresight, if you will, I did encounter this Nastro, who was a local merchant and one of excellent regard, a very talented merchant. And he took me into his employ to gather information for him, to take advantage of trade and relationships and the such. And one of his missions for me as a young man was to infiltrate a competitor. This trade guild was rather ruthless and was a thorn in his side for local competition, and I began to exploit their organization. And as part of this, I discovered that this organization was merely a sub-organization, if you will. They worked for a greater entity who I could not penetrate. I could not discover who they were. And being a young man, I made many mistakes. One of these mistakes led to the discovery that I worked for Nastro and that he was attempting to gather information. And because of this, he was brutally killed by the other organization to prove a point that no one should try and interfere with their business.
And you don't even know who these people are.
The 7 fucking sons.
That's where our paths cross. I learned that the 7 Sons were indeed that organization that had my employer and my good friend Nastro killed brutally, much more so than any typical business transaction should warrant. His death was made to look like an accident, and that is where I discovered that these 7 Sons were indeed the guilty party. And that's where I will hand it off.
Aye.
For Bronson to discuss his part in the 7 Sons.
See, the way Valk has been tied into his association with the 7 Sons differs quite dramatically from where I come in. For me, this is very deeply personal.
And for me, they killed Nastro, don't forget.
Aye. Your mentor.
My father,
Sorry.
in a way.
It is his father in a way, I suppose.
In a way.
See, my actual father and mother were killed by my uncle. My father's brother. Whole family's always been in trade. We've been a mercantile family for the longest time. Should have been raised a proper lad and come up rich, but got in with the wrong crowd when I was younger. And when I stood to inherit the riches of Ball Trading Company, right around that time, my uncle got in with some sinister folks. And my mother, my father, both died. And instead of passing the family business on to me, being that I was a rapscallion and in with the wrong folks, all went over to my uncle because he was still in good favor with the family. Right around that time, he had been in with some bad, evil, sinister folks who had been pulling his strings and being in control of what he was into and what sort of direction he was taking the company. I was written off entirely, and turns out he was reporting to folks that wore the symbol of the 7 Sons Guild on their cloaks, and those folks all all obviously associated with a similar type deal.
I'll spit like something I typically don't do, and he mentions like the symbol of the seven sons.
So, ways I see it is I'm owed what's mine. My filthy fucking uncle's been reporting to these sinister evil cunts, and this lad over here, we was having a beer one time in a tavern. I heard him talking the same sort of shit I've been talking about him, and I decided, hey, those fuckers owe me my family fortune. Been pulling my uncle's dick around, making him their bitch all over fucking town, solely in my good name. Ways I see it, that fortune's as good as mine. My cunt uncle's gotta be put 6 feet fucking under back to the mud, and this guy's looking to knock them down a peg or two as well. So, ways I see it, he and I's gotta get some folks together. You lucky lads got to tag along with us. I need some money, I need some fucking arms, and I need some big lads who can come and take those bitches down. And here we are, knocking over some goblins and whatnot so as I can fill my pockets.
Nothing sounds like a challenge than taking down an international.
Lay your anger here.
As I roll back into unconsciousness.
I've been on the run for a long time from them. To find friends is quite a relief.
Aye, it's not the sort of thing you can just take to them. I can't pick up my flails and go bash a couple heads together and sort all this out. I need more money, I need more resources. We need to take them down from the inside, and these are lads that use dark magics. Clearly, they're up to no good and have a lot of influence. Wouldn't be surprised to hear that not just the local police and the constable are under their control and influence, but these are some folks that are going to require a subtle touch. Not the likes of a numbskull like me can just knock over and do what I want to get my hands back on what's mine. It's going to take a lot to unearth.
That perhaps they'd like to be fingered by Sir Arthur Tillery.
That's right. Likes of you lads is exactly the type of folks I've been looking for to make sure we can undermine the evil doings that this organization's been perpetrating in my land. Being that at this point I'm just a poor lad, got a couple connections and friends. I know my way around the underground, but
I know my way around the underground. It's
did you want me to start rapping?
it's a line from that fucking digital underground.
Is it really?
Yeah. Sorry.
That's
Tupac.
I got friends in low places, but I haven't got the type that can help deal with this sort of level of insidiousness that's been pervaded by the Seven Sons Trading Co.
I'm gonna like look seriously in your eyes, and I'm just gonna. I have 3 cards out already from my tarot cards, and I'm gonna put a 4th one out like above it, like I'm reading, and say, "This is where we need to make a serious decision. These 7 sons do not fool around. By you being in our mere presence, you will be marked as enemies. Something you should consider when we hit the sunlight above. Whether you will move forward in our quest to avenge those that are dear to us. What say you? Because the card saith you will be one of us."
Nothing sounds like a challenge than taking down an international drug cartel, so count me in.
Well, you have against drugs.
Trading cartel.
Ah, yes. Yes, don't like traitors.
We will count the samurai as one of us. He cannot speak, so by default, he agrees.
Yeah,
I open his hand and
unaware
spit
of
it
all
and then shake
Yeah.
it.
Well,
The card saith we shall be successful.
shall we go through and search the rest of the dead and toss them down to the bottom of this crevasse, and then find our rest?
Are we abusing corpses?
I find it to be extremely distasteful to have to slumber so close to these bestial beings.
And I'll start rummaging through pockets.
Cool.
To lead by example, as a leader does.
In this room, there's all of the corpses with the exception of the goblin commoners, and the hobgoblin leader, and the other hobgoblin that died in the hallway. So in this, roll an investigation check, please.
That's a 14.
Yeah. So on the body of the caster, you find quite a few things that are of interest to you.
Goo, gore, and ichor.
You you find a scroll of fairy fire. You find a scroll of expeditious retreat.
What?
Okay.
Wait, that's a smoke bomb in Final Fantasy III, right? Automatically escape combat.
And you find a key. I thought I had them. I'm missing my expeditious
to the
retreat
chest.
scroll.
Yeah, it's probably to that chest you guys already opened. But you never know.
There's two. I'm missing the expeditious
Go
retreat
get that
scroll.
lockpick
For some
on
reason.
speed then.
I stole it.
Dang right, son.
So make sure to add that other. Some of
Yeah,
them
got it.
for some reason. Okay.
The guy that was shooting the longbow at us. Did
Bronson
any
goes,
whack?
"Oh, right!" and looks down, and there's an arrow still sticking out of his shoulder.
Yes,
And
that
goes,
individual.
"Splat," and it broke away.
If any of you need help with reaching out and touching individuals, I find the range is the best way not to soil your clothing.
As I look down to all the arrow holes, blood, and cast mend on my clothing. Nice.
All your clothing. You guys watch as all the blood starts to seep out of his cloth and dries up as dust and falls to the ground. All the stitching that was tore open, it begins to self-stitch. And Chaz looks as immaculate as the day you met him.
As would someone of royalty do.
Indeed, emissary, indeed. Let us police these bodies. I wish not to soil my garments any further.
He's a regular tawny seamstress, he is.
Alright, so you undo the barricade that Yotan had made to the door. While we're going through this, go ahead and roll so we can reset it when you're done. I know what the PC is.
I will play the lute while you...
As you head out into the hallway and begin to search the leader's body, I need an investigation check, please.
Oh, this great.
Oh, great.
Wow, that was so bad.
Demotivation.
The guy
Is someone-
that's unconscious.
Is someone rolling an investigation?
Sure.
I help him.
Advantage?
Yeah. That's an 18.
18. As you start to go through his body, you notice that he has across his chest a bandolier with that somehow, surprising you guys, managed not to break.
75 fragmentation grenades.
They're shaped in small vials, but it's 2 potions of healing and 2 doses of antitoxin. You also notice that the splint mail,
That's the kind of thing you find you go awkward.
the splint armor that he's wearing, you notice that the crest on the center of the chest piece is the same crest that hung at the general store in town. And you find the Ukrili emblemed splint mail. On his left pinky finger, you notice a
What the fuck?
a golden ring.
Means they killed him and took his stuff.
And
They turned them into hobgoblins, you bastards!
you on the same emblem on the split mail is on the
ring.
on the ring itself.
Oh, shite.
Well,
Do any of you understand these symbols? I don't have the local lore
Yeah,
of
so we'll,
family
we'll-
understandings.
No, you're familiar. So we break it down, right? We go, this looks like the... Billy, does my character recognize from interaction with the dwarf and in
You recognize that this is the same armor that you saw on one of the gentlemen in
the twin,
the
right?
twin, one of the ones that looked alike sitting at the
paladin?
table with the dwarf. Yeah, he was wearing, it's nicely appointed.
Okay.
But yeah, wearing the same.
So Bronson will say, like, lads, when I got this map back in Baldur's, and when I got it from that dwarf, he had just been talking to a party of folks that was wearing this exact fucking armor here, this exact ring. Seems to me that the party that we's following and chasing this treasure either has met their untimely demise at the hands of these goblins, or has been fully disarmed and robbed entirely. Because this fucker here and spits and kicks the goblin on the side of the head. He's wearing the same shit I see that lad wearing in the inn the other day, talking to the dwarf that gave me this map here. So, yeah, that's.
I'm kind of like.
They're either dead or robbed.
You also, but everyone had 15 gold apiece. You find assorted coins on the dead hobgoblins, goblins in the leader's pockets. There's coins and there's a necklace and some silver earrings that you find. It equates to 15 gold apiece.
15 gold apiece.
Hearing this, I'm kind
Total
of.
of 75.
I'm kind of perplexed, and I kind of want to look around, and I'll murmur aloud and say, I don't know if they would have the ability to take over their vessels, their physical form. I don't see the sophistication, so...
Make an intelligence check.
Wait, what?
I'm trying to figure out, like, which of the two options you mentioned.
Well, they're either dead or got robbed.
Were they robbed, or were they actually, like... Was the spellcaster capable of doing something to, like...
Actually changing it.
Yeah,
No
convert them or
fucking
something.
way.
So Steve's
That was a great catch.
Yes.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
You are fully convinced that the hobgoblin you killed is one of the Hukrilis turned into a hobgoblin. That's what that's what
Did you
you
roll
think.
one?
You mean by turned into...
That's meta.
By turned into, I think, like, this was the person, and they mutated them into a hobgoblin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, like, clearly this individual was turned into a hobgoblin.
By the way, our
I've got an
competition
intelligence
has
score of
thinned
12.
significantly.
Do
So
I believe that?
Make an intelligence check.
Okay, very good. This is called role playing.
is Vandal?
We are playing the role.
Damn it. I got a 6.
Yeah, you think you've heard tales of people being turned into monsters.
So
It's contagious. Do not touch those corpses any further.
Yeah,
So-
he pulls out a bunch of sterile gloves and he starts handing them out. Everyone please, or nitrile gloves. Sorry, everyone please put these on.
So here's how this goes down. Bronson goes, "It's the same goddamn armor and seal on his ring as those lads I seen in that pub the other day." And then Valkyr goes, "Oh, he's been turned into a hobgoblin." And Bronson goes, "Oh." And they all start backing up away from him and go, "Don't fucking touch him! Don't fucking touch him! You'll catch it! You'll catch the plague! You'll become a hobgoblin before you know it!" And like back away. And he pours a little bit of the whiskey he had on his hands and like wipes himself off. It's terrible. Also, I forgot we're all hanging out around the campfire. Bronson's a little drunk. So he's super on board. He's like, "Oh, it's bad luck here."
So
It's bad haste."
I'll take first watch.
All right, who's second watch? You need 4 watches.
I will.
All right,
And I want to
third
take
watch.
Third is Bronson, and then fourth is
Genji.
always Genji. Yeah.
The Genji that has 0 hit points? Is that the same Genji we're
You'll
talking
be up
about
by
right now?
then.
Will I?
Yeah. It's how long rest works, right?
Sure about that?
Yeah, long rest at the 4 hour mark. You'll have all your health back essentially.
Oh, okay. All right, then I'll take the fourth one too.
So
You'll wake up and
during
you're
my
gonna wake up
watch,
in pain.
once I
right?
see that they're asleep,
Wouldn't be the first time.
I'm gonna carve the face off of one of the hobgoblins
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
and put it up onto mine and just wait for the next guy's watch.
Who was on second? Make a roll d20 medicine check.
No, not more pranks. Every long rest is pranks.
That's a 17.
17 medicine check. Yeah, you expertly peel back the skin from the
Hannibal Lecter
face.
over
Yeah,
Is that a con save for me then? Or?
well, hold on.
It's gonna be
So
you watched
we need
the clip
to-
last time
we need to do-
from the prank. Oh, it's terrible. It's so good. There was a long prank scene last time, and now we're apparently back there.
It's
again.
it's on our it's clipped. There's a highlight on our.
Posted it in the Slack channel.
No, but here we go. Here's round 2.
Lee, make a perception check.
This is so good.
That's a 13.
You hear on the vine. Bronson, are you sleeping with the group in this room? Or are you
Yeah.
sleeping by the door? Okay.
So when we actually initiated our long rest, I took all of the stuff here. Remember, I got stuff.
Yep.
And
I
we
just need everyone to
brought
be
all
where
of our-
they were going to be.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we
Will you please rebarricade the door that Mike rebarricaded?
this one?
Yep. And what is your end goal on that?
What?
It's an intelligence check. So 14 or 13?
Yep.
13. Cool. You hear on the vines behind you, wood on wood. You hear like wood rubbing together on the vines behind you, and it's getting closer.
The vine's behind.
The vine. I'm sorry.
Going
the
down
shaft.
into
Yeah,
the
the shaft. So down from the shaft, it's sort of echoing up. You hear sticks rubbing together.
I'm going to very delicately go and wake everybody up,
Okay.
pocketing the hobgoblin face for later.
Fair. Make a. Are you doing this? So you're doing this
So we're in
story?
our long rest.
Well,
We all
before
got
I
our
wake
long rest?
anybody.
Yeah. But in watch, second watch, third watch,
First watch.
Oh
Push the
shit!
thing
So
away.
do we?
Yeah, no. Are you
Okay.
trying to wake them stealthily, or are you like?
Oh, no. I'll wake them stealthily.
Okay, so
Do we
make
get
stealth check,
hit
please.
points back or no?
It's only you're only 1 hour into your rest.
That's an 80-20.
Something happened.
Yeah.
You're saying.
So guys,
I'll take some of the delicious creamy.
you
beige.
hear like a breeze on a summer day, and you all eyes wide open, and Chaz has gently caressed each of you, and you are awake. You are awake, and they're all awake looking at you. What are your action?
Not the Polish Renaissance music.
Stand hand signals.
And I pull back the lock on Sir Arthur Tillery and start.
And as you look over, hands from Twig Blights take the lip in front of you, and we're at initiative.
Hey,
man.
so he was here, right?
Yeah. So
Where
these
does
are-
he see the hands? Here at the
They
door?
just they're on the lip
Coming up out of the
Oh, okay. So
Coming
he's
out of the shaft.
positioned.
Yep. So everyone's awake now.
Well, everybody except me.
Lee, I will give you an initial combat round
Okay.
for that stealth check.
This is bad.
Thank you.
You have 1 hit point,
I have 0 hit
He
points.
is stable though.
This is the first hour of rest.
so you don't get to roll 1
I don't
die.
have anything.
Okay. We didn't
Sorry.
get to roll hit die for a short rest or anything.
Yeah, 1 hour in. Roll. You can restore 1 hit dice. That's right, Dan. Thank you, because it was 1 hour. So
Okay.
restore 1 hit dice worth of health.
Can I get a D12 off? So?
That's really fair call, Dan. Thank you for that.
5. All right, is that plus con bonus?
Plus
or-
con.
Okay, so 9 hit points. All
So
right,
you're at 9. You're up.
ready to rock.
Okay, Lee, make 1 attack if you will, and then we'll get into initiative. I'm assuming you're attacking the one closest to you.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is a 23 to hit.
23 hits. So as you put Star Off Artillery down over the lip of the shaft, the tip of your barrel touches the forehead of a Twig Blight, and you depress the trigger.
No! That is 12 points.
Yeah, the Twig Blight just disappears into a cloud of smoke.
Which one?
The one closest to him. I don't care which one you pull.
And I'm,
Wiggly or
I'm
not
going on
wiggly?
a 7.
This one. So.
Okay, let me.
I didn't roll initiative to begin with. So.
Oh, okay. 25 to 20.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you had everybody up there.
Nope. 25 to 20. 15 to 20.
Oh shit!
15.
I'm sorry, I was doing bad. 17.
10 to 15.
Yes. 12. 14. Sorry.
At a 6.
And you get a 7.
Mm-hmm.
I like this as the sound of a twig blight exploding.
That's
Oh,
good.
yeah.
That's good. Yeah. That's right. All right, we're in combat.
Exploders.
Bronson, you're awoken by Chaz, who does the hand signals, and as Chaz gives you his hand signals, you're kind of like, what the hell's going on? And then he puts the barrel of his weapon down into the shaft, and he presses the trigger. Twig blight explodes.
Bonus action reload.
Bonus action reload. Yeah. Bronson.
Yeah, so Bronson sits up, grabs both of his flails laying next to him, and sits up, looks down around the lip of this, and how far down are all these guys?
They're on the lip of they're over the lip of the shaft now. They're standing there on the ground.
Okay, yeah, so I guess wordlessly he just takes a swing at the first one in front of him. He's going to take 2 attacks on this guy.
Okay.
Oh, 10
10 misses.
and 18.
18 hits.
18 misses.
What?
10 damage.
Yeah. So you take your first flail misses as you he's coming up and he's sort of gritting his ground and you swing too early. The second one hits and you come right across, take his legs clean off, and so his legs disappear and his top body just crumbles into a pile of twigs.
Sweet.
Remove the twig blight closest to Bronson, please. Next up, the twig blights. So one twig blight moves towards the guy with the gun. Yep. The one closest to Jotun moves into the square between Jotun and Valkyr, and then the other one moves over to Bronson, seeing his friend friend. All right, and they are attacking. So we'll start with the one on Chaz. Chaz,
14.
it hits. So Chaz, you take. Where the hell's You take 3 points of damage as he rakes his claws across you. Bronson, the one next to you, swings with 2 claws at you. He swings for 11.
Yeah, no.
Misses, right?
Yeah.
Jotun, the one comes out, lands on the ground, and with like a cricket chirping at you, he swings his claws. 17
Hits.
hits. He hits for 3 damage. Piercing damage, by the way. Valkyr, one of them lands, he looks over at Jotun for a second, and then swings his claw at you. 20.
Hits.
He hits for 4 damage.
Okay.
So the twig lights have all landed. The room is still well lit. You're seeing them move around and attacking. We're in the next phase. Chaz.
So using my combat sling, I'm going to throw Sir Arthurtillery to my side, and it just comes to rest here. Pull out a hand axe and say, "Paul Bunyan, motherfucker!"
Not accurate. They wouldn't understand Paul.
Yeah. And because of that, I rolled poorly.
Because of his
That is a
negativity.
6.
Yeah.
6 misses. Yeah, so you pull your hand axe out, and
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, you as you swing at the twig light, he ducks reflexively, and you swing right over the top of making a whooshing sound. Valkyr, you're up.
Create bonfire in the square in front
Can I
of
get
me.
the a cup?
Oh.
Yeah.
He's got to do a dex saving throw.
Yep.
Nice.
That one-handed.
Love it.
14.
Ooh,
He
was that bad?
fails it. Yeah.
Okay.
13. Barely.
It was a 1+5 or something.
No.
Fucking
This
shit.
was from
One damage.
So he takes 1 damage. So
that
the
was
ground
the
around him
reward.
erupts in flames. He's able to dance out of it, but one of his feet does catch on fire, and he's trailing smoke as he's moving around in that square or that area. Genji.
All right, please move me closest to that twig, the twig light next to the King of Merkin Peak over here.
Does it sound like this? Wait.
That's what that sounded like to me.
That is a 14 to hit.
14 hits. Yes.
And that is 11 damage.
Yes. So you take your actually you swing across from the right shoulder all the way across, and then it just sheath it in half, and the twig light goes.
Why
down.
you a stick around?
That's great.
Jotun, you're up.
No,
sorry,
I got more
my
movement.
bad. My bad.
Please move me. Where's the closest twig light?
Last one.
Okay,
Good,
there's
right.
2 left.
That's good.
Move me
If I
to the one.
reward every time he says something.
Okay,
Move me to the one that's not on fire.
This one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
move
one's
me
not on
4
fire.
more square or 5 more
1,
squares.
2, 3, 4.
There we go.
Do you, with your free Great Weapon Master, does it have to be a monster adjacent to you when
Yes.
it happens?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bonus action you have to take immediately.
Immediately. Okay.
And
Jotun.
it's on a crit or if I finish it.
Right.
Ooh, it's on a crit even if you don't finish them.
Yeah, and you also crit on 19 and 20 with Great Weapon Master, or is it just 20?
What?
There's
It's
another
gotta
one
be
with a
a
feat.
feat.
A feat. Yeah. There's another
The
feat.
19 and 20 crit with Great Weapon Master is
It's-
probably an auto take, right?
It's gross.
Yeah.
That's what I had on Sten in our first movie, the Stump session.
And
I didn't
At
understand
the bar.
anything.
And
The hand, the
Oh, the
Yeah.
one-off.
yeah, the one off. Yeah.
Oh, the stump. Got it.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Zang, it was good.
Zang.
Jotun.
Seeing the twig light dance around in the fire, I'll tell him he has to cool his heels a bit.
Chill out.
Frostbite.
Can we just turn you into Donald?
Yeah.
You're basically just Mr. Freeze from
You said
Batman.
he's Tim Curry as a professional wrestler, right? Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's creepy.
Alright, roll. Frost was.
He's got to make a con save.
Okay.
14. Or take 1d6.
Can I have another failure reader?
Whoa!
Sure I can.
That's quadruple damage. Oh, 5.
Yeah, so the flame, the bonfire is completely put out by the frost that builds up from the ground and freezes the twig light, and he shatters into 1,000 pieces. And
Pull yourself together!
he's down. Any other action movement?
Just gonna laugh at his joke.
Okay, so make a charisma save against Tasha's hideous laughter. No, I'm kidding. Oh, you did it. Bronson, you're up.
Oh yeah, we killed the shit out of this last guy.
All right.
No!
So we're gonna take 2 attacks at him, both of which are coming from the same side. So he's gonna take a right swing and a backhanded swing with the left one, trying to blast him back down into the pit.
Nice.
That's a 9 to hit,
9 plus what?
and then
No, it's 9
8
total.
attacks.
19 hits, yeah. Yeah, finish him.
Yes.
Narrative, what happened?
So he takes a swing, and the twig blight backs his head out of the way, and then Bronson sees him miss that one and keeps his eye on him, and then spins real fast and catches him on the back of the head as he moves his head back, takes it that way, and goes tumbling down the pit.
And you guys hear hundreds of sticks being smacked up against the vines, and it goes on for a few seconds before you hear the clatter at the bottom of the shaft.
Wow.
Are we out of initiative?
We're out of initiative.
So while everybody's focusing on that coming in, I'm gonna produce the mask that I've made out. That is a 18.
Which is better than anyone's passive perception. No one catches it.
God damn it.
And so I'm like, oh god, I'm turning into a hobgoblin! So start rolling around on the ground.
So I was unconscious for all of that
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
So I don't know any of
You
it.
have none of this. So yeah, this is what's happening. Play it out, guys.
This is
So
terrible.
while you're out.
Can I do like an arcane, like a knowledge arcana?
We'll do an insight check against his. Make a deception check. Let's do insight to deception first.
Spell slots too.
7 insight.
17.
Yeah, you think that he thinks he's turning into a hobgoblin.
Okay. Can I do like a knowledge arcana to see if that's even possible?
Yep.
Or
Make a base intelligence check now.
base intelligence. 6.
You're not very well versed in the arcane arts, and it's something that could be possible. You come from a land where there are many mysteries, ghosts and demons. And all that stuff.
he's Goose of Hobogoberino! And then I loose my blade a little bit.
And more that way, so anyone else taking
And
action?
so Bronson, who am I next to? Oh no, this is terrible. Bronson goes running away from the morphing hobgoblin gnome and goes running and jumping into Yosen's arms and goes, "Oh god, hello, he's becoming a freak!" And he jumps up on him. So he comes.
I'm just gonna sit here and keep my eyes on him.
Yeah, he's watching.
Goose of Hobogoberino! Very serious.
Any other actions? Anybody?
Yeah, I'm gonna. These guys have never seen this before, so I'm doing a. I kind of pick up off the ground, and it's my score Jazamar capability, and I just turned into this really bright, angel-looking thing.
What?
It's called Radiant. It's called.
So you should jump up into his arms. Yeah. With me in your arms.
Total Scooby-Doo.
It's called Radiant Consumption.
Okay, alright.
And where am I? I'm over here.
Yeah.
And then I'll just float over near him and be like, emissary, and in a different kind of voice, be like, are you pure, or will you be burned by the gods?
What the fuck?
Yeah. I'm super bright, and if I do an attack, it has other stuff, but it just is just thematic right now.
Yeah.
So I'm just speaking from this slightly hovering, this dude's looks like a fucking angel on fire right now.
And I'm going to duck into the corner and go, and then pocket my mask again and be like, oh, whoa, oh my god, what happened?
And when he does that, I'll just collapse onto the ground, and because it's it's probably demanding or whatever, and I'll just.
Do you hero land?
No, I'm not, no, because it's it extinguishes, right?
Okay, alright.
So falls down, they're oh, thank God, and then crumple into a ball. But they've never seen that before. They're like, what the fuck did this guy just do?
So Bronson hops down and acts like he wasn't scared at all, but then comes over to Valkyrie and goes, "You did good, lad. You stopped him from transforming. You saved us all.
I love it. Alright, everybody
You
gets
keep him in check."
Everybody gets 25 experience points for killing the twig blights.
But 5 more for her.
Yeah. And then Lee, give yourself 5 for another well pulled off prank.
Thank you, sir.
That's ridiculous.
Is there an easy way to add? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it is.
Add 25.
D&D Beyond makes it really easy to add
30
experience
away.
points.
30 experience.
So that's it. That was in the first hour of your rest. All this happened. So I'm assuming for the next rest. So
Back to SOP.
Now we can long rest.
Yeah, long rest. So Mike, do a perception
Before
check.
we do any kind of resting, perhaps we should move into the other room And barricade the door so there are no easy ways to gain access.
Yeah, so let's all get away from this fucking pit and then sleep right on the other. Let's drag all of our bedrolls right onto the other side of this door and all sleep right here.
I would enjoy igniting all these branches, but we may need them in the future.
I would hate to abdicate my throne, but I do see it as a necessity.
And then we will barricade this one as well. You with that, Billy?
I am. Yep.
As guide to the party, I have saved us once again.
All right. So you rolled a 3 on your perception check for your rest. 4. Make a perception check on your watch.
Always watch.
Perception.
Yeah.
18.
Make a perception check on your watch.
9.
Okay. Your watch is off without a hitch. You guys don't hear anything.
I'm sorry, that was a 12.
Copy. I need everyone to consume a ration, please, for the rest.
Unless, like, what's the rule of rations?
We need to be better about this.
Well,
No, I mean, we're doing the best we've ever
but
done
you only
right
have
now.
to. I think because of my constitution, I only have to consume one every 12 days or something.
You typically, if you're like normal eating, it's
Right.
1 per day.
Right.
You don't suffer exhaustion from eating until it's 1 plus your constitution modifier days is when you start suffering exhaustion. So you can choose not to eat and start going into starvation mode, but it
Right.
doesn't affect you for a few days.
I'll go ahead and knock one off here.
Water as well.
Yeah, you can have water as well. So who doesn't have water skins to consume?
We filled them pretty recently.
We did, but I'm
you
gonna
filled
burn
Filled
one.
them in here.
Yeah.
So now we're
burning one.
Yep, everybody's burning a water skin.
Okay. And then.
cool.
Who would want to carry this splint armor? It is 60 pounds.
I do not need armor, for I am.
What's the
God.
Splint armor? Where did that come
17.
from? Oh, that's
In
from
your
the
accent
medium?
would
No,
be good.
it's heavy.
I don't think I can wear heavy.
I think I can be on a mule if we need to.
Surely,
Your words.
one of our party can equip this armor and take advantage of
It's
it.
called splint armor.
Splint armor.
Just
That's
splint
awesome.
under heavy. It's a AC 17.
Oh.
There's
It's better-
disadvantage on
Stealth checks.
Stealth checks.
It's better than chain, I think, by 1.
I don't know if I'm proficient.
Chainmail is
Heavy?
16, so you would have to be wearing
Yeah.
chainmail.
I'm not proficient heavy.
Look in your.
17 would be one
If
more.
you're a fighter, you're proficient in splint. You're proficient in all heavy armors as a fighter.
Yep.
So you could technically wear that armor from
Kid's armor.
Yeah.
It doesn't increase my AC though.
It'd be better for me to call that out.
Does it not increase his AC?
It should. Oh, he's wearing
I'm wearing chainmail.
with shield. I don't know why that would be. It should be +1.
Chainmail should be 16 as an AC.
Wearing doesn't increase it.
It should, I thought it would. Splint should be another +1.
You have to have at least a 15 in strength.
Mm-hmm. Got that.
Okay.
I mean, maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know.
No, what is your equipped armor?
It was chainmail.
And chainmail gives what?
16.
And what is this new one?
Chainmail says AC 16, strength 13, stealth disadvantage.
Yes.
Splint says AC 17, strength 15, stealth disadvantage.
Yeah.
But wearing it didn't change my AC from 17.
And you took off the old one.
Hold on, I'm looking at your character right now. Give me a second. I'm sure you.
So click on your AC on the shield, and what does that say?
Your armor class represents blah 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 blah.
Right, but above that says blank armor, blank unarmored.
Yeah, it
armor.
shows. I showed an armor of 17 for you.
Yeah.
And you had that with chain too.
Uh huh. That's what it was before.
Okay, that's probably up to your dex.
My dex is +2.
He doesn't get a dex modifier because he's wearing heavy
It's the
armor.
base AC on it thing's higher. It should be
Yeah, it should be 1.
So we'll look into that as soon as possible. We'll figure it out.
So my AC is 18.
We're gonna say AC 17. There's. I
Is there
guarantee you
something in
D&D
your
Beyond
fighter
doesn't
feature?
have. He's
So-
got 2 weapon fighting.
Yeah, so that makes it so that your AC doesn't get detrimented by wearing 2 one-handers, but that's it. I thought.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. For now, your AC is 17.
Nice.
Leave
I
it
say
as is.
during my watch, I'm going to study this.
Cool. Roll a D20 intelligence check. 4. Outside of the
7.
words that are on it, you don't really get much. You do think that it would probably be valuable to some Dwarven community. Someone with maybe some Dwarven knowledge. It might mean something to them, but to you it means little.
Does anyone speak Dwarven?
I do.
Yeah,
I mean,
So you all consume rations. Everyone did a long rest on their D&D Beyond.
Long rest.
Yeah, you did. You executed a long rest. So you fully restored on hit points and spell slots and all your consumables and everything. Okay. You sleep through the night without incident. You do hear from the shaft below. You hear noises. You're not really sure what they are.
So from that room.
From that room, but not like in the room though. Like distant noises. There is activity in the shaft. But you're not sure what the activity is. It's now 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. on the third day of your time in the dungeon, and you guys awake, ready to move forward.
But what do they awake to?
That was just like some tunes.
Oh, it's good to see that you all have rejoined us, for I have been playing for your awakened moments for many hours now.
Thank you.
All right, you guys are awake.
That's
What
not all, though.
are your actions?
For I am a bard.
Oh, right. Not this again.
I would like us to entertain the idea. Do we want to descend down where we're hearing the noise and get that while we're fresh, or do we want to look at these other two
Yes.
doorways?
I think
Make an intelligence check.
as he's
Bronson's gonna say, we should see what's behind all these doors here.
Yes, I
Falcon
agree.
likes to open before we go about climbing.
and I will do
lines.
that right now.
You recall that these aren't the only two doors that you've left unopened.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We should clear the level, I think.
A higher roll would have told you exactly how many and where.
Okay.
I will put my loot on my
Bronson
back and
turns
prepare
away from
my...
the group and starts taking a piss. But Dan's gonna go to the bathroom and take a piss.
Okay.
So I would recommend that we make sure that there are, no additional medicinal elements here. Genji, please take hold of this, as you are oft found in the face of danger, and I will give this one to you, Bronson.
Oh, very good. Yes, uphill traveler.
Yes, right proper of it, you little cunt.
Yeah. Very good.
That's good.
Arigato gozaimasu.
I'm gonna clear
yes,
the
sir.
barricade.
Sir.
Okay.
Switch back and forth.
Very
I will get in prone behind cover
Switch my
and watch the door.
Okay, I will call you in full cover. Put him in the shit.
Gosh,
Yeah.
You're right.
I've been in this shit for years.
Yeah. Seems like everywhere you go, you find it too.
Gentlemen, I'm prepared to
We're
explore
going
the
through this
door.
way.
This door will be our
Go up
first.
by the
We'll-
door, please.
We'll clear it quickly.
As well.
As the kobolds had taken goblin slaves, there's a good chance there may be kobolds for us to interrogate and see what their inner thinkings would be.
Stacking up on this door over here. So yeah, go ahead, put me over there. As I walk past Chaz, Michael was over here. I'm
Yeah.
gonna like with not unsheathing the sword, but with the sheath and everything, I'm gonna poke him a little bit to see if he turns into a hoboguri.
So yeah, he pokes you, so you feel prodding.
And I'm just gonna look at him like, ooh.
Have you never had a religious experience? I've been healed.
He was cleansed by the fire. So
Cause of hoboguri, very powerful.
I would like to check out the door for any kind of.
Make an investigation check.
Okay. 16.
You hear no noises.
Okay, I'll go ahead and open it.
You open the door.
Yes.
Ready in action to shoot at a threatening.
Any other actions being ready?
Yeah. Where am I?
You're over here, but I think you're gonna be
It's-
want to be right.
It's not where I wanted to be.
Right
yeah. If any no, I don't want to say that. Yeah, any enemy that comes standing through that door is going to get chopped in half.
All right.
Do you see any smoke rising from the flame at all?
The fire
from the fire pit?
The fire is out. The stench, garbage, and carrion here are evidence of years of use by insanitary tenants. Tattered hides stretched on frames form 6 unstable hammocks around a much used but now exhausted fire pit. Battered cooking equipment is mixed indiscriminately with broken or worn arms and armors.
I would like to look for any food or water for the party.
Investigation check.
I will help him.
Advantage, please.
21.
21, not roll.
21 total.
Yeah, you find some putrid jerky vinegary wine and poorly preserved water skins, and worthless bits of clutter.
So how many rations and water skins?
0.
They're useless.
0, you
useless.
asshole.
You do recall Bronson saying that there were water skins in the pile of stuff, caravans or whatever that had been tossed aside.
Well, while we did not find any here, I believe Master Bronson mentioned water skins in the pile.
No, Master Bronson, is it? Fancy that, I am. And he twists his mustache.
Yes. All your effects and spells are expired though. Just want to make sure you're aware. So lights, mage armor, and the flames are all out. So these areas are well lit with
After a
torches
long rest.
and fungi.
Oh.
Yeah.
With that reminder, I will go grab up the water skins from the pile.
Roll a d4.
Bronson pulls on his goggles.
Nice. 4.
You find 4 water skins in
Who-
good
who
repair.
would-
I
need
only
water.
have 1.
I'll hand you one. Does anyone else need one? There's 2.
I've got 3 already.
I'll take one.
I'll take the other.
And there we go.
So please add those to your character sheets, guys.
Got it.
Awesome. All right.
We have one more door in the vicinity, I believe.
One more
room.
Do we?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So we'll form up on that one.
Yep.
Let's see. I'll come over here.
Yeah. bring
Put me
over.
next to you.
Okay. In the usual position.
Yep.
Prone?
Sir Arthur Tillery! Please prepare yourself for combat and any perchance that there is a goblin in the room.
Let's Paul Bunyan and reach out and touch someone.
I will use my combat sling and acquire a hand axe from my belt.
Why is Dave better at doing impressions than coming up with a character himself?
Oh!
I will
Does he not
also
get like
attack
at least
your
like
I mean, Dan, crisp high five. This room appears as the other room, although there are only 4 sleeping mats
And
and
there's
fire
another door.
doors.
Alright, we'll form up on the next one.
Yeah, it's quick, fast.
Yeah. I'll move over.
Yeah, right there. The opening. Is that cool?
Now I'll investigate the room while they're getting stacked up.
Investigation check, please.
I had advantage. Oh, nat 20. Never mind.
18.
No,
Same-
nat 20.
No, nat 20.
Where damn Reed is at? Oh, wait, that's
he's
that's right.
creaming.
That's a
He's
fail.
creaming.
So
He's
you-
creaming his face.
You find jerky, but this jerky is actually in
rancid?
higher repair than the higher repair. It's higher quality than the other jerky. This is clearly of venison, not whatever meat it was
Human.
before.
The long pork?
Venison jerky is called pemmican.
Nice. So you find a full ration's worth of jerky. So please add 1 ration
Peppered deer
to
jerky.
It's good stuff.
to your inventory,
good stuff.
and you got that because of the nat
I
20.
know that because of
Thank
Alone
you.
in the Dark 3 on PC, circa 1995.
All right,
I,
we're opening the door.
Check the door.
Investigation check.
14.
The door seems nothing untoward about it. Yeah.
Pop back in position.
Bronson's gonna do a spinning back kick on the door.
Make a strength check, please.
Not athletics.
Okay.
And I thought I was the one with the
Were
theatrics.
you card off from bad dudes? What's going on?
Yeah, add your athletics modifier to it. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Yeah.
Once again, there's a lot of show here. to open the
Oh
door.
no, that's gone forever. Let's use a new one.
It's mine now.
Oh wait, no, it's not.
Table is carefully constructed to
It's an
consume
eight.
dice.
So that's a 14.
14. Yeah, the door is no longer a door, but the remains of a twig blight, if you will. Splinters and wood go shutting out forward, and it clatters against the far wall as you see this L-shaped hallway before you.
Of course.
Cool.
So it appears that we've encountered some kind of a cell, a splintered cell.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, that's bad. Oh, God.
Alright.
You really John Clark that one. Sorry.
Bronson, if you wouldn't mind moving forward into the hallway.
You're quite right. And help him along.
The earth underneath us is moving. That would figure. These
Yeah, and
goblins
your keen
constructed
sense,
things so well.
as you've sort of navigated through the dungeon, you realize that you're heading south towards the Cobalt layer.
Which is fine.
What are you doing with this door?
Investigate it.
Roll 20.
That's a 23.
The door is locked.
Ah.
Thieves' tools.
Or spinning back it.
what I was thinking.
That's a 27.
This is a masterfully crafted lock. As you get through the 5th tumbler, you hear a click, and the lock falls open.
Where
I'm gonna look at him sideways because
sounds.
in the mythology where I'm from, hobgoblins are expert thieves.
I love it.
I'm just gonna be like, oh, you are
At the end of the 20-foot long corridor is another closed door. As you progress
yes. All right, setting off
the
traps.
floor,
That's what I
a-
need.
Masterfully crafted, gigantic spike trap.
the lid flips open on the pit trap. Hold on.
Ooh.
I've got
I have advantage on dexterity saves.
Oh,
Uncanny
Okay.
senses or whatever it's called.
that's my pit trap noise.
What the cabinet
You
opening?
fall.
up there?
You fall 10 feet into the pit.
I don't get a dex save.
You
You
get a
roll.
Okay. All right.
Roll a dex save.
You also get a bardic inspiration.
Oh, very nice. Nope. So the advantage roll is going to be.
A 6?
So that's So I rolled a 6 and a 7, and that's turns it. Well, I'm not done yet. I'm not
Okay.
done yet. I need a D4 from somebody. Or is bardic inspiration a D6?
Six.
It's a D6.
Okay, never mind.
How are you getting bardic? When do you get bardic inspiration?
I just gave it to him.
Like just now in the
I don't
moment.
think
It
You
says,
can't
it says a bonus
It
action.
would be.
That's
you
a
would have
reaction.
to take the action.
Yeah.
You're
Okay, so that's an
reacting
8.
to
Yeah,
weapons.
so you hit the ground 10 feet into the hidden pit, and you take 4 points of damage.
Somebody reach down and retrieve our ninja assassin, please.
And so that, the 4 squares in the center are now opened up into a pit, and Genji's laying at the bottom of the pit.
That's a right shine.
Yeah, what's your step? Oh.
But I'm gonna run and leap over.
What is your leap distance? Is it?
It's just your strength. As long as you have 10 feet in front of it, you can leave your strength score without any checks.
Yeah, it's 20 feet. No, it's
Wait,
10.
no, it's 10
10
feet.
feet. That's 10
Yeah.
feet. Yeah, you can totally make that. So, Chaz, you as you're laying down at the bottom of the pit, the wind knocked out of you. You see Chaz gracefully glide over the air. And you-
I use his hobgoblin magic.
So you are now on the other end of the pit.
Want to check the door?
Yep.
Investigate.
Yep.
Could I hop down into the pit? without
24.
taking-
Yeah, it's locked as the one
How
before.
deep is the pit?
10 feet.
10 feet.
Oh yeah, you can like lower yourself. down.
23 to unlock it.
Yeah, it's just as masterfully crafted as the last one, but you're able to pick through the lock, and you hear it click as the lock.
And then from the bottom of the pit, did he pick a rock?
Can I hop down into the pit without taking
Of
damage?
course, it's 10 foot. Yeah, you can just drop down
So
into it.
I'll drop down.
I mean, for you, it's almost like if you just hold the ledge of the pit and lower yourself down, you drop. It's like you're dropping
You're
like 6
there
inches.
on
Yeah, it's like
I could like bridge over the top.
He's
It's
like,
like 8
yeah,
feet tall.
10 feet with his hands extended, his toes touch, and then he lets go.
Yeah. You're,
It's like Yao Ming dunking. He
right.
just
You
reaches
just
up.
push the ball in. Yeah. So you're in the pit with him now.
Okay.
That door is unlocked.
So I can just
and
climb up
open
you and
as
out
well,
the
I'm
pit.
assuming.
So.
He leans his hands against the wall and you just walk.
Yeah. So cool. Genji's out of the pit on the north end. Chaz is on the south end. Oh, we want to go south end.
Yeah, I want to go down then.
I'll jump over with him too.
Awesome.
The door's open.
Let's go.
Should we
Open it up.
continue this way or back down the hole in the ground with the vines?
Let's finish up our investigation here and then move along.
All right, fair.
So let's form up on the other door. Same.
Let's
TTPs.
we're slow. Let's open this up. Bronson opens the door.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Doors open.
Move us all up though.
Keep switching menus here. Perfect.
Dungeon crawl is our weakest progress. You know what I mean?
Look at all that.
Check the door, check the traps, open it this way.
We're
We'll
very
be fine.
good, is the problem. We take our time.
So the odor of rotting meat permeates this chamber.
Wonderful.
Most of the rusty iron hooks in the ceiling are empty, but a few hold the skinned carcasses of large vermin, huge fungoid stalks, and several massive insect carapaces.
Oh!
On a small battered bench along the south wall are pieces of nearly useless cutlery and rusting skinning knives.
Bronson puts his shirt up over his nose and stomps on through and kicks the next door.
Okay.
It's fucking disgusting, lads. Let's be done with this. And he goes and knocks open the next
Yeah,
one.
we can take the red thing off of Chad.
Yeah, it's only to indicate that he's prone.
Yeah.
Roll initiative, please.
Oh!
You're welcome.
Burn through this bad
I
boy.
like it, Dan. I like it.
Oh, give him a fail, Rita.
Hello, Rita.
Let's do it. Let's get him one. 'Cause there's plenty.
Put these over the icons.
Yeah, they're chilled.
Here, give me those.
Okay, I got you.
Fucking
Thanks.
It really will add an extra spice to your mood.
I would much prefer these to be ice cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost as if they were nothing but ice cubes.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not any tastier.
I remember a time when I used to drink a beverage that was so deceitful.
What, Montucky Cold Snacks?
No.
Oh, I meant to bring you one.
I
Purple grape
believe
mash.
it was the
The purple.
purple grape mash.
Children's Robitussin?
But many of you may think the number 3 was the worst.
The floor is partially collapsed on the east side of this room, revealing a tunnel. The passage is unworked and it fluctuates widely in width, height, and direction, as natural tunnels do. Within the room, hunting gear is racked on the wall and several pallets lie nearby. 3 kobolds hold their weapons menacingly.
What, 3 kobolds? That's it? Ha!
Kobolds go first.
Kodo
25 to 20.
20?
Oh, you go. What's your dex?
It's +2.
Okay, you go for the kobolds.
Uh-oh.
15 to 20.
15.
10 to 15.
Irrelevant.
I rolled 15.
Irrelevant.
5 to 10.
8.
1 to 5.
Mike said I go last.
Okay.
We're gonna say 0.
Chaz, you're up.
I'm going to move 1 slot to the north, and actually go 2. And with Sir Arthur Tillery,
Take a shot. Got it.
we'll unload on that individual. That is a 13.
13 hits. Yes.
It hits you.
Yeah.
10 damage.
Yeah. The kobold collapses as a
Bonus action
hole opens the center of his chest. Next
He was
up.
thinking of giving up. You can see it on the wall.
That was good.
That was one of the kobolds steps in front of where his deceased buddy was, so he's got line of sight on Dan standing in the doorway.
Bronson.
Bronson, sorry.
Bronson.
The other one steps into the doorway. The one that steps into the doorway swings with a dagger at you for 20.
That hits.
Yeah, and he hits for 3 points of damage. 3 points of piercing damage as he finds a small hole in your chainmail armor and wedges a dagger into you. The other readies a sling and looses a bullet at 16.
What the fuck is going on? My max HP got reset. 16 misses.
16 misses. So 16 misses. So
Took
the
3.
You took 3 damage. The rock clutters to the ground as it hits the wall behind Jotun. Next up, Valkyr.
Rocks, really?
Alright. I'm gonna move so I can
I don't
see
know if it's
him.
because you visited it, but I got moved back to 16 hit points.
I didn't change anything.
No, when you hit long rest, it unfucks whatever you changed.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, cause sometimes I have to manually adjust mine too, but.
Shit. Gotta keep it written down.
Long rest should have had you reset to you're all the way to the top though.
Yeah, but sometimes
No,
that
it put me
it
back
hasn't
down to
worked.
16.
Also, I've had problems with Kindles in the site specifically.
Mm.
With like Chrome, I don't have any problems. So I don't know.
I mean,
if
I'm on Chrome.
Yeah, I don't know. I've had no issues with laptop, but I've had issues with pads and the site.
Firebolt. It's a guy in front of Bronson.
Nice.
17 plus
17
6.
hits. Yeah.
Oh, poppers.
That's a 12. Fuck, 2.
So the firebolt hits him, scorches his skin, but he still remains standing. Any other actions, Valkyr?
That's it.
Genji.
Can I attack him from where I'm standing?
Your weapon does not have reach, I don't think, does it?
What? The guy that I'm right next to?
No,
it's
it's
a doorway.
crossed
It's a hard
through
corner.
the corner. Yeah, it's alright.
So there's no way for me to get
I
in
should
there
have
and
moved.
attack.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
You can
well,
move through.
You can move through Bronson
You can
and
And
barrel
do
You can move through
a
him.
charge attack against him.
to push him back.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a
Do it.
strength
Fuck
check
him.
against him.
Okay.
I'll do that bull rush.
I wonder if
Bull rush is what it's called, actually. I
Oh,
think.
bull rush, got it. Do I have advantage on strength checks? Probably only when I'm raging.
Only when you're raging.
Yeah. That's my bonus here. +3. 16.
Yeah, you push him back 5 feet in the square beyond.
And now we're.
It sounds like this.
As I kick him in the junk.
Yeah, that's what.
All right, next up,
Right in the meat pies.
Bronson.
I can pass through my friend, right?
You can't.
I'm gonna get to right here. Fuck, I can't remember. Can I take attacks on different people as long as I declare it up front, right? That's our
home rule.
our home rule. Yeah, one on each. Swinging at the one in front of Genji first. That's a 16.
Hits.
And the other one is a 21.
Yeah, they both hit.
So we'll do.
What is the default rule? You have to attack the same.
So it's not very well written. That you can just during your action or during your turn you can do.
Take the attack.
Yeah, so there's nothing that specifies
11?
that you have to declare
Misses.
who you're attacking.
No,
before
11
you
damage.
switch.
He
So-
collapses.
so you can
They
attack.
both die. So as a whirling dervish, you move
Kill
in
a
the
guy.
room and
then
whirling
after you kill the
dervish.
guy, make an
destroy
attack on
both
another guy.
kobolds.
So it's
and
a little bit too
they are
min-maxed.
dead.
In my opinion. This way, you're
Sounds like
trying to
this.
make a real decision that would reflect what's actually going on. Ooh, that's it? Huh, very disappointing.
So we're going to want to be very careful. Likely these giant carcasses of bugs.
Everybody gets 15 experience points.
Yeah. Make sure we remind Dave.
Getting closer. No, don't tell Dave.
Wait, are we not there?
No, 885.
Oh, I'm at 890 of 900. Son of a bitch.
15 more experience.
No, I'm actually caught up to you.
Mm-hmm. So you're at 890 as well.
No.
You get an extra 5 for.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you got an extra 5 too.
I did.
Recently, you got an extra 5, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys should be.
Well, no, I'm 5 above Lee because we both got a bonus 5 earlier. At which point I only got a bonus 5, but then you just got one recently, so we should be the same.
No, if you've received 2 of those, I've only
I
received
think you
one.
and
okay,
I,
you did
you and I
receive
were
2.
5
That's
ahead of
what-
everybody.
yeah.
So
for a
you're at
while.
885.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm at 890. So you're both at 885.
Okay, good to
go.
Group is at 8.
So we do want to be careful down there. Let's clear this spot behind us.
Yeah, an empty room, nothing but rubble and debris in the corners.
Okay.
But what about the bug carcasses?
It's rotting meat. So if you have any desire for rotting rat meat or rotting insect carapaces,
Are there any like hot redheads or guys with a single robotic arm that are doing a biology class in the future in there?
no.
Okay, Karen.
I would like to see if I can tell
Yeah,
by
I
the rat carcasses and the insect carcasses if there's like any poison glands on them to see if we need to be worried about poisonous attacks.
Roll a d20.
Make a college biology check.
And make it a intelligence check.
So that is a 12.
Yeah, these insects, you can't really tell if they're poisonous or not. They're rather large insect subterranean creatures. You are familiar, though, that these enough with the studies that you've done in the library, where you were, mostly sleeping during class, but you do like talk of interesting
Indeed,
things.
yes.
These are creatures of the Underdark. Is what you get from these insects.
Yeah, this is apparently whenever this citadel collapsed, rifts in the ground have opened up down into the Underdark. It is not a fun place. So do you guys want to?
I'm going to zoom us out real quick just so you can, because we've got this spot over here that we could. This guy
Go
right
clear
here,
that, yeah.
that we could go clear.
Jesus.
I was gonna see, since I had taken 1 or 2 Nishkir courses at the College of Road Wizards, to see if there's anything from those insect parts that we could use as spell components or for magical
Oh
items.
man.
Yeah, roll a d20.
Yeah, so there's
Some-
that passageway we haven't gone
ichor?
down. There's that door right there.
Ooh.
17 plus arcane.
You're any
22.
any components that you're currently missing, your component pouch for your spells, you're able to refill. So you
Gross.
now have your component punch is full, and you're able to continue to cast your spells without any issue.
Cool.
Through the larder and the hunting rack and the insect carcasses, you're able to
And
continue to
the
punch.
pile of shit we found
Yeah.
earlier has flint and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So.
So we'll see how much fill. You will, if you will recall that door by the fountain, there was some funky shit around that door. So
Is this the phone? Is that what
yes, that's where Bronson found. You got the fountain to start, and it put out a red liquid, and he was able to get the ability to breathe fire.
Oh yeah, we got the. He
from
wasn't here for
fountain.
that.
But there was markings or something on the door over there that you guys were.
We're gonna go stack up on the doors, the two south of us.
Copy.
Right here?
These two?
No, those two down there.
Oh, okay.
Can we come in over here?
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, this fucking place is huge.
Yeah, I know.
We're like,
I mean, you
right
really
digging
don't get
around.
to call yourself a citadel unless you meet a specific code on square footage and rooms.
So are you opening the door?
Yeah.
Which door?
12 bed. 12
The
bed.
westmost door. That way.
We all there.
So this room appears like the other Cobalt guard rooms that you've seen.
Dave, keep us honest on this.
A fire has extinguished after some time. There are some sleeping mats, some rotted meat, some rotted wineskins. There's nothing of value.
Next door over.
There is again a loose piece of string that runs across the bottom of the door frame, much like the other Cobalt rooms.
Like a trap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make an
Seen we should
intelligence
notice it.
Make an intelligence check.
20.
So you follow the string up, and you see that it does in fact lead to a trap that would swing down as the door was opened. Clearly,
It's just
someone
obvious.
had loosened the slack on this rope to disable the trap.
Got it.
You recall that kobolds rushed out to fight you guys.
Gotcha.
Next room over.
Next one. Bronson kicks it in.
An empty
Spinning
room.
back kick?
No, just like a
Some
front stop.
debris and rubble in the corners of the room, but otherwise the room lays
Oh, rubbish!
bare and empty.
Alright, over to the.
Just from here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Carry on, lads. And so
Over to
Bronson
the
will
fire
go
breathing
stomping
fountain.
along.
All right, and I'll reread this description for you guys. Give me just a second.
There you go.
As we're running through the hallways, I'll pull out my loot. I was alive, and I was the best. And you guys suck, and I'm the best. And I'm running very quickly, and I
Is
can't play the
fountain water
best.
worth refilling our skates?
The fountain lies empty now.
Yeah.
And you'll recall
It's a good
if
call,
you're here, but the mouth spit out red liquid when a word was spoken, and they were able to fill a flask with it. And that flask allowed Bronson to breathe fire for an hour, I think it was.
Yeah, he used
It was
that.
pretty
Three
sweet.
charges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
Dust.
I'm going to just read the description real quick.
Yeah.
Dust and odd bits of stony debris and rubble lie scattered on the floor. An ornate fountain is built into the eastern wall. Though cracked and stained, the fountain's overarching carving of a diving dragon retains its beauty. A relief-carved stone door stands on the western wall. Carvings on the western door show skeletal dragons. Someone read this before in Draconic.
Yes, me.
Rebuke the dead, open the way. And then as you're standing close to the door, you notice that the air is noticeably cooler coming through the door, and the door itself is cold to the touch.
The door that we're with the door we're facing currently.
The door you're facing currently, yes.
What? Rebuke the dead.
Rebuke the dead, open the way.
Anybody want to do that?
In Draconic, I'm gonna speak in Draconic. And I'm going to mention these dead were not fitting of the masters of these caverns and fortress. They do not deserve to camp here. We are the ones that deserve entrance to this area.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happens. Okay. Rebuke means express sharp disapproval or criticism.
So, do any of you guys, did you attend a church or anything growing up? And remember how to
Rebuke.
say a prayer and bless an area?
Let's see if I remember.
Keep some undead people away?
Knowledge religion check.
Okay, make a religious check.
Well, it's a 3.
Yeah,
I slept through all my
You slept
sermons.
through. You would normally skip out on church early to go do more sword lessons.
Does anyone else here feel they know the religion well?
I'm going to.
I would like to keep this in character, for I may have something that could
we have a
assist
scroll
you.
to knock, don't we?
Okay, use it.
Yeah, we have. Pop that bad boy.
Yeah.
Just want to see what knock does.
Unlock the door.
While he's looking at it, I'm going to Gary Glitterstain, the affectionate name that I gave my god of the gnomes.
It's not Carl Glittergold. It's Gary Glitterstain.
And I'm going to take the jade dragon emblems, the little statuettes, and I'm going to say a prayer to him and set those up in front of the door and have one of them laid over dead and take the other ones and be like, we don't like you because you're dead. Thanks, God.
Yeah. Works for
Nothing
Wait.
happens.
Oh, nothing happens. Shit.
me. Read us.
Pass me a Rita.
Read us and weep.
Who feels they can action this door?
Indulge me.
Oh, Jongy the short dog.
Yoten.
Indulge yourself.
What does it do? What does the scroll do?
Oh, I thought you meant what does Jongy do?
Basically
Well,
opens any door.
Yep.
Choose an object seen within range. The object can be a door, a chest, blah, blah, blah.
Let's do it.
Very good.
Contains a mundane or magical means that prevents access.
What, lad? You got a magical door opener?
Yeah.
Yeah, then use it there.
So he does
Exactly.
an incantation and casts knock on the door. The door begins to glow blue from the outside, and then collapses into the center, and
Maybe
it swings
not, right?
open silently.
Oh. I don't have a sound effect for silently.
5 dusty sarcophagi. Oh, I should remove this.
Do I need to zoom?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get tactical, boys.
Maybe that one?
that's
Would
what I
I
saw.
happen to recognize that as like an arcane lock?
You would.
Whoa.
5 dusty sarcophagi, 3 to the north and 2 to the south, stand on end in the silent chamber. Each of the cone stone coffins resembles a noble, elf-like humanoid in ceremonial robes. An altar with images of dragons carved into its black obsidian is set in the center of the west wall. A single candle burns brightly on the altar. Next to the candle are a small whistle and a crystal flask. The lids of the sarcophagi slide to the side.
Yes.
And 5 skeletons
that's
appear.
Roll initiative. Gosh darn it, Dan.
Why Dan?
Oh, sorry.
I didn't cast enough.
Would you put these on top of the sarcophagi?
Yes.
One per.
Fucking fuck. Yeah.
Nice.
Reroll.
Takes that read up.
Did you roll
Did you
another
get a 1?
No.
Oh, okay.
You're just going for it?
It's just gonna go here.
Oh,
I think I can still taste that.
what would you like?
Whatever.
Where's our
Lost
top?
gold.
Do you have any Montucky cold snacks in there?
No, I fucking have 2 at home and I meant to bring them for you and I failed you. You know why? They're tall cans. And that thing is built for exactly
25 to 20?
Yeah, to
15 to 20.
15.
10 to 15?
10.
I had 23, sorry.
Okay.
23.
55.
Whoa, your
5 to
math is
10?
ridiculous.
I rolled 5.
7.
Alright. Here we go. Top of the order. Jotun.
Here we go, look. Ready to drench skeletons. Awesome.
Ready to drench some skeletons.
Can I see like this middle one from where I'm standing? Or would I have to move one? I think I.
Where are you at?
I'm right here. I'm trying to
Yeah,
see
you
if I
can see it.
this guy. Okay. I will cast Ice Knife on that one.
Uh-oh.
Tried and
Unfortunately, it's tried by someone else.
And it's an attack roll you make.
Uh,
Actually, I think it's shield throw.
a range spell attack, yeah. Plus 5 is 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Okay, let's see, D10.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah,
That's a good one. Oh, yeah.
That's the one.
That's perfect.
They're just not near each other, so you
You
hit
get the
one
initial
scroll,
attack
you
and
get
then the
to next
explosion.
Are those full
You
of
just dropped one
sausages?
on the floor.
That's
Apple.
cool.
It's like a tiny apple pie.
6 damage.
6 damage.
You're a
Yeah,
piece
so
of shit,
you,
Dave.
you
You want that?
Yeah,
I need
I'll
that.
get it.
cast out a sharp blade of knife, of ice, excuse me, and it crosses the room and hits the skeleton in the chest, and does 5 points of damage.
And it
Each
collapses.
creature within 5 feet must succeed on a dex save throw or take 2d6.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Oh!
Nice.
Whoa!
That's where the money's
Mhm.
at. The initial hit is nothing.
They have to make a deck within 5 feet.
Yep.
Okay, so the one closest to you guys, it's a deck saving throw of
14.
14. One behind. Okay. How much do they take?
10.
10.
They both take 10 each. So yeah, they're both.
That is gross.
Ice shatters from the center one through the bones of his rib cage in the back and from the front, and the two are just shredded with ice shards. Still standing, but not liking life right now.
Wow.
Cool. Next up are the skeletons. Array them so they'll stay right where they are.
Array them thus.
They'll stay right where they are. Genji, you are going to have. I'm sorry, not Genji. Yotan.
Oh, I was getting too excited.
Yeah.
Yo, just went.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
skeletons.
Oh.
3 of the skeletons have short bows that they use to shoot at Jotun, the ones on the northern wall there. Can I have a Philorita, please?
You may. You may, sir.
13 and 8. Do either of those hit?
Would you like a regular beer?
Can I have a regular beer?
Yeah.
This is my third
I'll go
Rita.
get you a.
I feel like I'm getting diabetes.
Sorry, the 13 does hit.
Well, you have to do that too.
Oh,
And I was asking if you wanted a beer.
No, I'll take it.
Oh, jumping on the
I'll take
grenade.
it for you, but that should give me.
can I have a regular beer?
Yeah, that too.
Let's see. This is a new dynamic.
I'll give you another. The short bow hits you for 10 points of damage as it embeds itself.
Pearl sniper.
Either
or
or,
no?
yeah, it's fine. Yep, thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.
It embeds itself deep into your chest.
I'll use my stone's endurance.
Okay.
So rolling 12. He flexes a pack. Nice. So I remove 12 points of damage.
Actually,
So
I actually did use that last go around too. So.
the arrow actually, and as you guys are watching, it's a solid hit from behind him to the side. You're like, oh shit, no, Jotun! And it just sticks in his chest, but it like goes in, and then his chest pops out, and the arrow clatters uselessly to the floor, taking 0 damage. Valkyr, the 2 on the southern wall retrieve short bows and shoot you.
Of course they would.
What's that? 20 and 13.
1 hits.
The one that hits does 4 points of damage to you
Very good.
as he shoots an arrow. Next up, Chaz.
So, seeing the damage to the 3 on that wall, I'm going to say, Genji, that's your quarry, and then move to here in the prone position with Sir Arthurtillery. Say, let us be osteoporosis to these boners.
I'm gonna miss Chaz when you say
I was gonna say, oh, still be.
That is a 19 to hit.
yeah, it hits.
Skeletons make a guest appearance. So
Yeah.
DC.
Oh, God. 12 damage.
Oh.
Piercing. And I will
This guy right
be
here?
bonus action reloading.
It hits the skeleton, and his entire rib cage is he's still standing. His entire rib cage is blown out. He has no rib bones left, so it's mostly just shoulder blades, spinal cord, lower body. But he is still standing.
Wow.
If only
Still
barely. Yeah.
I'd like to say something incidentally.
Okay.
Due
Do not travel into the room, for I have something for our core.
Oh, right.
Prepare yourself.
Banzai!
Genji, stop. When you step into the square in front of the door, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, I get that at advantage.
Roll reversal.
I tried to say something.
Oh, no,
That's
no, no, no. It swings at you. 10. So as you step into the square, a...
10's
What is
gonna
that?
miss.
What is it?
A rattlesnake.
Yeah.
A scythe falls down from the ceiling and tries to swing at you, but being the trained combatant that you are, yours is much better.
That's good.
Wow. Yeah, back and forth. It swings down, and you're able to duck underneath it and continue into the room unmolested.
The penitent man shall pass.
The penitent man.
Ah, to a straw!
To a straw.
Gotta kneel.
Alright,
You're up.
I'm gonna attack this one first.
Okay.
Is a 14 to hit.
14 does hit.
And that is 8 damage.
You cut him in half.
Oh, I didn't get to reroll one. That's
Yeah,
9
he had 3 hit points. They're jacked up. So he falls over at a clatter of bones.
Attacking that one.
Attacking one in the back.
20
It
to
makes
hit.
the sound as he gets blasted apart.
And
again.
that is 6, 9 damage.
So you take your Odachi, you cut
Pretty
this
good.
one in half,
It's
and then
lacking,
you
but
take
it's
it over the one that's in the center, and then from the other angle on the other one, and cut his legs off from underneath him, and he collapses.
That
on the
is
collarbones.
fantastic.
2 of the skeletons are down. Next, after Genji, is Bronson.
So
Urano-san!
so he
Come and join me!
so he charges in, and I hear him hacking and bones clattering, and goes, "Save some for me, lad!" And he comes jumping in here and comes up and uppercuts this guy. So that's a 12 to hit,
12 misses.
and then a 15 to hit,
15 hits.
and then he hits for 7 on that guy.
Yep. So you hit solidly with your flail.
Is that bludgeoning?
It is. Oh, it hits for piercing?
I believe so. I think
Is it
that's
not
how
both?
flails work.
Would it be
I
both?
think it'd be both.
I would too, but it's piercing. In
Okay.
the book, flail is piercing.
If it says that changes how much damage you take. So that's why I need to change it right now.
A flail to
Flail
me
is
should be-
bludgeoning.
It's bludgeoning.
1d8
bludgeoning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, dudes.
You're welcome.
So
Because I agree, but like I thought, I remember maybe it's because there's flail and Morningstar, and originally I took one of each, but it's two flails.
he's half a skeleton at this point. You come in and your flail as you knock out like the
Isn't that the
Yeah.
same one that Chaz shot though? Or did you shoot
Yeah.
the one in the back? No, it's the same one he shot.
shot.
He shot that one.
Oh,
Which is the one that Chaz.
yeah.
this one
He falls into a clutter of bones. You're
There.
right. I'm sorry. I thought you shot the one in the back. He's down.
There.
He's completely
Oh,
down.
beautiful. And then yeah, he'll finish his movement, getting up in this one's face and going, "You're next, lad."
And the skeleton just goes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cheddar. Bronson Valker.
Well, there's not much left for me to do.
No, not that you do anything anyway.
Oh, well,
that was harsh.
the ninja assassin.
I show you a ninja.
I'm gonna
Just have
cast
to live
Firebolt
as a
at the guy in front of him.
Okay.
It's part of his character.
Spell attack.
He hates ninjas. He hates it.
Well, I mean, they're
16
very
plus 6.
dishonorable.
Very dishonorable.
That's a 9er.
Yep.
Niner.
You're the one in the back corner.
No. The one I'm stealing to kill.
Yeah, he dies.
Yeah.
He falls into a pile of smoldering rubble as your flame bolt just catches him on fire.
Oh, sorry.
Why, ninja, did it take you so long to kill such a feeble beast?
That's when I shoot him a nasty look.
Backer, Utah, top of the order. One skeleton remains.
I believe it's 2 to 1.
I'll cast.
Ray of Frost. Ray of Frost.
Frostbite.
Alright, frostbite.
Try to make a con save.
Right?
It's still a cantrip.
Undead don't have
I don't have
comments.
to roll for it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15.
They save.
Save with
Well,
stick.
Undead had a constitution score of 0 by definition. Maybe that's a 3rd edition.
A failed save. Okay. So I guess you don't take take any damage?
Yeah, cantrips normally if you save, you take no damage from cantrips.
Alright.
Next up, the skeleton. He swings his short sword at the gentleman standing in front of him.
Is that me?
Yeah, 12.
Not impressed.
So he misses cleanly at you. Next up, Chad.
I like to think that it does hit, and he takes it in the armpit and just grabs it. Stares it down.
I like that.
I'm going to continue with the bone decay in that room with Sir Artillery. Gingivitis! I miss.
Rion.
Reload.
Yes.
Okay. Next.
For a bonus action.
Genji.
Alright.
Finish this Joker off.
23 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Oh yeah.
11 damage.
It sounds like this.
Yeah.
That's accurate.
That's accurate. So you slice. The skeleton's still standing, although barely. He's one leg. His shield is gone. He's got his sword, but he's still drooling at you menacingly.
He's like in biology class, how they have a skeleton on a stand.
Yeah.
It's just a stand.
Yeah,
Like all the bones are gone.
But a sword and a hand.
There's
are
like
still
a
sitting
skull
there.
and a hand. Yeah.
After Genji Bronson.
Oh.
This dude's still alive.
What, I chop a leg off? Oh, you need a leg up!
So Bronson goes about twirling both of his flails and goes, "You're boned."
That's
that's
13
and 19.
Both egg.
Oh yeah.
That's the best part.
9 and 7.
He falls into a clutter of bones. You have completely destroyed the skeleton, chopping it into many pieces of bone and powder.
There it is.
You guys are no longer
Thanks,
in
me.
That's the one.
I'm gonna focus down
You
the
guys
hallway.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, you get. Is it right?
Level 2. Sorry,
Level
3.
three.
Level 3.
What do we get? One experience less than we need.
You guys get 50 experience.
Guys, we're very excited
Ding, ding,
about
ding,
this
ding, ding,
because
ding,
we're now
ding.
hitting level 3, which means we've won the game.
Ding ding ding. Ding ding.
The only way you can stay dungeon master is to kill
Is
yourself,
to kill yourself. You have to die.
so that no one can steal your power.
What is that from?
It's from like
60 Minutes interview back in the 80s during like the
Is
great
it 80s?
D&D Satan craze.
Yeah.
And they were like that this kid and his brother were like LARPing it, and one of them like started a shotgun, and they blamed it on D&D, saying that he wanted to preserve his role as the dungeon master, and the only way to keep the power was to kill yourself.
Oh.
So that nobody could steal your
So
power.
nobody
So
else
that's
could
to die
be the
with you.
dungeon master.
I'm quite happy to give up the power of DM. Yeah, anytime.
Should we level now?
Can I borrow your sword?
I am the dungeon Yeah, so the room lies skeletonless. There's still the altar at the end of the hall.
Alright, form up on me. Let us go and clear this out.
Should we search the room?
Yeah.
This room has much
Investigate. Investigate.
Knowledge,
before-
religion on the
altar.
altar. Sorry.
Alright.
14.
Yeah, this symbolism of this room it mimics what you saw in the southwestern areas of this dungeon.
Okay.
And definitely this is another burial ground for members of these dragon worshippers.
Dragon worshippers.
Who was searching? I heard two search the rooms. Who was doing that? I thought I heard from over here and here.
I'll search sarcophagi.
Okay, roll a d20, please.
I'm looking at the 2 on this wall I'm facing.
Okay.
12.
You don't find anything in the sarcophagi, but you do notice the crystal flask and the whistle sitting on top of the altar. It was part of the room description on the western wall.
So I'll go over and to the group go, "These looks like they might be useful," and pick them up, put them in my pack.
Ah, you got a forcible hugging whistle.
Well, back where I come from, we call that the old struggle cuddle.
Struggle cuddle.
So it's a glass what and a whistle?
A glass flask.
Glass
A
flask and
crystal flask. Sorry. A crystal flask and a small whistle.
Okay.
I will investigate the other three sarcophagus guys.
Please don't turn these over until you've had a chance to identify them.
Why? Oh, they're magic cards.
I play duress. Throw one of those cards in.
In the word.
I'm sure neither are creatures.
Neither are creatures.
Yeah.
Investigation of 24 on the other three.
The other three sarcophagi. You don't find anything in their sarcophagi, but on a whim you decide to search the altar.
Oh, that's very
as,
good.
as well. And as you're searching through it, you find a secret compartment. And within this is
Does whenever I'm checking the sarcophagi, does it look like this?
Whoa, digging deep.
it's funny because it's not that big.
Oh God!
You've never seen anything that misshapen before in your life.
It's like a gnarled tree root. But you're on mushrooms. Like it's like really messed up.
Yeah, there's a coffer, and within that coffer you find 6 jewels carved in the likeness of a dragon.
Whoa.
So you find everyone add 12 gold apiece to your inventory.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody add 12 gold to your inventory.
I'd like to investigate the door and see if I can tell anything about the arcane lock spell, like who cast it.
Yep, roll a d20.
Nat 20.
Nat 20! Where's that cream at? Give me that. Give me
So-
that cream.
This was a powerful mage put a lock on this door, and based upon the contents, the sarcophagi, the altar, this was clearly a burial ground for some important members of this church cult, this group that lived in this citadel.
Can I tell like who they were or?
You don't have that sense of knowledge, nor can you tell the age of the spell, but it was long ago. All right, what are your actions, folks?
We're gonna come and clear this hallway.
Do we search all the other sarcophagi?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the on a whim you find the other. Okay.
Are we
Let's get moving, lads.
move us up the hallway then? Is that what we're doing?
Do it.
When we go to the next level, does that reset everything or no? That's
Hold on, wait for him to
Damn,
reset.
I
to
could've
pull.
brought some ice
You just gotta pull down
bottles.
the team, see that
I
fat
forgot
at the end of the
that's
hole.
the thing
That's the last you can
that
see.
Does that reset everything when we level up or no?
You shouldn't be leveling up yet. You don't level up till long rest. That's least
Yeah.
roll.
That's what I'm mentioning. Is like, yeah, so nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed. You're still level 2 at this point. So as you pass these doors, you hear the sound of skittering from your east, your west, and your northeast, and
Skittering.
I'm going to grab 4 shots from my like bag of bullets.
Your ammo pouch.
ammo pouch. Thank you. And I'm gonna throw those as hard as I can up against the wall. Yeah, sure. To try to draw them out, which we've done by just walking.
yeah, just by
outside.
walking in the hallway.
Okay.
Yeah, they came out, but they don't surprise you because of your action. So I won't give them their surprise attack. Roll initiative, please.
I have a crappy initiative.
I'm gonna go check the meat. 11.
Yeah, I'm starving. I'm ready to eat stuff whenever we can eat stuff.
It's 4:30.
I didn't do any breakfast or lunch.
Oh wow.
It's sitting right behind you.
You've been eating a lot of donut holes.
I've had 2.
And Julio's.
I've had 2 and then like 4 of the apple fritter things and some chips.
So those 3 fellas.
So we're not dying.
I need 25 to 20.
25 to 20, and I'm at 22.
22.
Anybody
All
know
right.
what you roll?
15 to 20. I got it.
Are these hobgoblins or goblins or?
They're giant rats.
Meadow!
Well, no, I was trying to find the right little dudes.
I'll have them over here. 15 to 20.
13. Wait, sorry. That was jumping
10,
the gun.
10 to 15.
13.
5 to 10.
9.
8.
All right. Top of the order, Valkyr.
Valkyr.
Here's your rat. Will you put these out there, please, on those icons? Thank you.
Where's the giant rat?
The guy looked like a bit like a Teen Titan on the thing, but I was like, well,
It's pretty good.
it's pretty close to what I was thinking.
I'm gonna give bardic inspiration to the
It's
ninja.
like the Goliath.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's-
wow.
Wow.
I can't
Yeah, I
see.
think-
It's right there.
I think yours does need to be redone though, because the rest of ours are a little bit more. Like, none of them are photorealistic, but yours is much more cartoony.
I think cast
Yeah.
Firebolt
Yeah.
at. I'm sorry. Cast Firebolt at the one I can see.
Is Bardic Inspiration a bonus action?
It is.
Okay, cool. Nice. Roll your spell attack for Bardic Inspiration.
For Firebolt.
Firebolt.
Bardic Inspiration.
11.
Firebolt, that's really.
17 to hit on the Firebolt.
That hits. You're +6 to strike with Firebolt.
Yeah, plus 6.
Wow.
So spell attack.
Whatever
My
your spell attack
charisma's.
is.
My
I have
charisma's.
+5 for most
Sick.
of mine.
Yeah, he's-
Oh, because
I
it's
used
a proficiency
charisma.
bonus plus your skill modifier.
Yeah,
That's
and
fine.
now he hits for 3. So.
Yeah, he's still standing. It's a good hit, but he's still solidly standing. Next up,
Rats.
rats. So the rat closest to Bronson is going to swing at him.
Don't forget you gotta die.
21.
Burn my
That
knife.
hits.
How many of those do you get?
4. Sucks that I can only shit him out as a bonus action. They're D6.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not for damage, for attack roll. Or saving throw.
Yeah. So
Is there any skill check or? Is
Dan, take 5 points of piercing damage as he latches on to
There's
your
a really
foot.
good YouTube
Wow, really
about
right
playing a
now.
bard, and it's like
Genji, one of
It's
the
like
rats swings at you.
cells
Yeah,
on never
15?
playing a bard.
Misses.
Misses.
Yeah.
He
My
makes
bardic
contact with your
inspiration
foot with your
never
armor.
used,
His
like-
teeth were unable to penetrate.
He hits
Move
for
the rat,
26.
that
He's
far
like,
rat, right
"You got
into
bardic
Bronson
inspiration."
to have him land on
I don't
Bronson.
need it, thank
Bronson 23,
What? Wow.
6 points of damage.
Wow.
Damn.
Dude, you got the ninja rats on you, man.
These two, that rat comes up and latches onto the other leg. So you have a rat attached to your left leg and a rat attached to your right leg.
Oh, blue
And there's
Amazon.
just
I
two
gotta
on
smell
you.
it.
Needless to say, Bronson goes,
Oh, rats!
I don't know.
That was good.
Give it to him.
That was good. Give me that.
you were thinking about it.
I was. Well, I was looking for one of the advantage only ones, but I've apparently given all those out, so it's fine. Go ahead.
Who's turn?
You're up, Bronson.
He's gonna go, oh, welcome, lads! And they're like chewing on him on both sides, and he's gonna go,
They both nice. Make attack.
Hit himself.
Sure.
If I roll 1, maybe.
Yeah, it's good.
16. 16 hits, yeah.
Right attack.
And 17.
Both hit, yep.
Alright, one on the left first.
6th player, right?
7.
Okay.
7 and 12. They both guts and visceral material splatter against the walls and floor of the caverns as your two weapons connect solidly with the rats attached to your body. Gross sounds are made. Yeah. Two of the rats are dead. After any movement, Bronson?
Yeah, he just shudders rat guts off of him all over the hallway.
Chaz, you're up.
Do I have line of sight on this one here?
Yes, you do.
I will take a shot.
I'll take all that damage if I get 2 one-shot kills and we'll turn it. That's great.
That is a 14 to hit.
14 hits.
Uh-oh.
Oh, are we,
That is 12
I got it.
damage. Piercing.
12. Oh. The rat takes the round into the mouth, and it goes out the back of him, and the rest of his body splats up against the ceiling as the velocity from the round causes him to go
See,
back.
this is the main sound effect I'm completely lacking, is a splash or water or guts. Like, there's no goo. Like, I have all of the combat sounds, none of the splash. It's like, that's not possible. I don't know why.
You guys are out of combat.
Sploosh.
Oh, nice.
From an experience perspective, the 3 giant rats will give you. Sorry, bring that up. 15 experience points apiece.
Nice. Give her a
Just like your
family
dad.
to.
950.
No, I know that.
Exactly.
That's the wrong spell to use right now.
Pants on the ground. Pants on the ground.
All right. What are your actions, gentlemen?
I'm moving up.
Yeah, continue up closer to the fountain.
To the
You need
east
a
side.
short rest to spend a hit die, right?
Yes.
You might need to do that though for you because you're down to what?
8.
Yeah.
The cobblestone floor contains I was like, wait a second. The cobblestone floor contains two trap doors blocked open by iron spikes. So the square, if you guys gotta stay back a square.
Well, sure.
Yeah, the square in front of you, the four squares in front of you are open into a trap pit. Thank you. As well as over the door to the northwest. There, the four squares.
I don't see a door to the
It
northwest.
should be opening any second now.
Oh!
There's those four squares are opened by pitons, iron spikes.
Pétons!
Okay.
The north wall holds a dry fountain carved with an overarching diving dragon. A faint rotten stench pervades the room.
Do a real quick investigation of the 6 little cells.
Hey, you're drinking. Warm, come on.
It's an investigation of 19.
Energy.
Oh, I got you.
Science, energy, science.
Are these like prison cells or?
Give me just. I'm trying to open the map up. It takes me a second.
There's cold ones in the fridge.
Yeah, it needs to happen.